I saw there's a Tom Dark video. Does Ludwig deserve more hate? I don't know why Ludwig is getting hate presently. But I think usually it's because of this.
This is the one that sent me over the edge. No balls.
No balls. I think that's a lot of people's problem with Ludwig seems to be.
No balls.
No balls. Okay. Did you know that before World War II, the equivalent to comparing someone to Hitler was to compare to the Pharaoh in the book of Exodus? Before World War II? Before it began, you mean? I did not know that. Ludwig is the periphery of Azan, and thus he's worthy of hate. I like Ludwig. I think he's good for co-ops everywhere, but Azan is a critical flub. Well, I know that there was that one time that Ludwig made a video that was, you know, just a little playful about Hassan and his streaming is the hardest job flub. And it was, Hassan was so offended that Ludwig took the video down and then quote unquote re-uploaded it, but what he uploaded was a completely different video. And that's what this is from.
This is the one that sent me over the edge.
No balls.
No balls.
So yeah. There's that lore of the soundbite. Okay, does Ludwig deserve more hate by Tom Dark? And I'll link this.
One criticism a lot of people made of Critical was that he was running from the allegations. He was refusing to cover it because Chris is trans. That was a big allegation made against him. And I think that was pretty quickly proven to be false, but this same criticism was also extended to Ludwig Agrin, who runs the Mogul Mail commentary channel where he covers breaking news stories and stuff like that. There was this very prevalent narrative, I would say, that big YouTubers who were friends with MrBeast or people who didn't want to ruin their relationship with his brand would not talk about what happened because they didn't want to ruin their future relationship with his brand. They wouldn't talk about it because they didn't want to ruin future collaborations and business connections with him. Basically the idea that the people at the top are all protecting MrBeast.
I can't be the only person who's scared of MrBeast.
And once again, there was also...
I mean, it's par for the course now, isn't it? And I'm just happy that more people are noticing. But what I am figuring out, you know, I had always hoped, and the more days that pass, the more I feel it arriving when things are aired out and people have to live with their paper trail. Hey, Avo Storm, thank you. Inside of you is a volcano? True.
Inside of me is a volcano. This fucking limp dick.
Okay. Numbies, 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 numbies. Give me your numbies, girl. Numbies, 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 numbies. Give me your numbies, girl. I need your numbies right now. She was in the middle of a nap. Numbies, 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 numbies. Give me your numbies. Numbies, numbies, numbies. She's looking at the camera like this.
Save me. Save me.
I should make an emote that's just zooming in to her like that. Okay, you can go. You can go. Okay, back to Ludwig being afraid of MrBeast. Hey, Gray.
So, of course, this idea that because of the whole trans issue, people are going to cover up for Ava Chris Tyson because they are transgender and don't want to look transphobic. Cheeto, a commentary channel you guys probably know because I've collabed with him and I'm his friend, said, "Hey Ludwig, are you planning on covering this definitive predatory behavior that Chris Tyson has engaged in? You made videos talking about Dr. Disrespect immediately after information came out." He's really calling him out here, saying that he's got a big conflict of interest here that's being shown by his refusal to cover this. And this tweet got a
Frankie was my birthday present, but she was chosen on purpose as a black cat. I didn't choose her, but she happened to be the best baby.
lot of attention. A lot of people echoed the same criticism. So Ludwig responded saying, "My video literally came out 2 days after Charlie's, not immediately after information came out. I waited for Doc's statement on Twitter and on my stream and his removal from Midnight Society. I'm literally in Paris with my family. Why are y'all MFers so horny for a statement?" And then he showed the dates there and everything seems to line up. On June 4th, 2024, one day before Doc's response, Ludwig made a video about the allegations where he had a relatively neutral stance.
Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the allegations are true, but it does mean that that is likely the reason why Twitch banned Doc. And I think,
Remember, if I miss anything that sounds appropriate for the soundboard, sound the alarm.
Doc himself verified that information.
Ludwig also claimed that this video was posted late compared to most people, which is true. His first video about this was posted 2 days after Charlie's. It's crazy that on the internet 24 to 48 hours is late, but that is the reality of things these days with how fast moving things are. One day later, Doc posts his response where he basically admits to it, and then Ludwig makes a video condemning him, which is how these things should go. You say what you can prove, leave the rest open-ended, and when you get an update, you post the final conclusion. It's exactly what I did when I was covering the Doc situation on stream and in my videos. I would make one video when, we had some information, and then I post another video when we had Doc's confession and talk about that and what I thought about that. I think that's the best way to cover allegations like this, because you don't want to preemptively, release a video about something and then you end up being proven wrong and then you get right because you slandered someone. But Cheeto still believed that
I never recognize. People will say oh, this music is from this or that game. I don't know any of the musics from the games, so I have no idea. I have no idea unless someone tells me.
Ludwig was covering for MrBeast and covering for Chris Tyson. He writes, "You were awfully quick to post 2 videos on the topic, just making sure creators keep the same energy across the board on predatory behavior. I don't know if that's being horny for a statement. I know you and MrBeast are buddy-buddies, so perhaps it would be inconvenient to post something that can negatively impact his brand. Appreciate the response." Now, I think this is a relatively fair criticism to make of Ludwig in general, because he has literally covered for his friends like Hassan in the past and straight up deleted videos when he thought that they were upset at him. But realistically, in any situation, you need proof in that particular scenario that they are lying or doing something dishonest. And that's what I'm looking for here. So Ludwig responds again, and he says, "I wasn't quick. I was days later than most people, which I just proved. I waited for enough information from both sides to make an informed video. Do you think that's a bad thing to do?" And no, it's not a bad thing to do. Honestly, it's the best thing to do and what you should do. With quickly developing situations, you can ultimately look like a hack. You can accidentally slander someone unintentionally if you jump to conclusions too quickly. So it can be best to wait to make sure you have the full story before you make a judgment on the situation. And especially with how crazy the Chris stuff was, where you had first the Shadman history drop and then the prison video about the weird tweets, and then there was also fake DMs on Twitter which weren't even from Chris that people were claiming were real, which wasn't the case.
I just found one of my middle finger that I made forever ago. Come on.
And then you had Nathan come out with a Discord log saying he would release them, and then eventually he did drop them all a little time after that. This is a very quickly developing situation with things constantly changing. So I think in that particular situation, it doesn't hurt to wait until you make one big video about it, I mean, I've been covering that situation here on this channel as I cover, each little part of it coming out, including the real allegations against Chris Tyson, as well as the false one that was made by that one person. And I'm intent on covering it here, kind of daily, because that's what I want to do. But the thing is, I don't expect everyone to do that, and there's also a reason why I haven't made a video on my main channel about all of this, right? Because we didn't have the full story, and we still might not. There could be other stuff that comes out. At a certain point, I respect the idea that there's enough information to make a judgment on someone, because sometimes you don't need more proof. But when you don't have it all, when you don't have the full story, and every single day it's changing drastically, it's okay to wait. So Ludwig has a very big Twitter following. Cheeto doesn't have a nearly as big Twitter following. And as a result, Ludwig was able to brutally ratio him. He got a lot of his fans to on him in his replies and be like, you're dumb, whatever. And Cheeto then shows a DM of someone he claims is a Ludwig fan saying something not very nice. And then Ludwig decides to pull out a DM of Cheeto from 3 years prior saying that he is his favorite streamer. And this is kind of a funny thing to post. I can't say that I would never do that to own someone on Twitter, but I don't like the implication some people have said that this invalidates Cheeto's criticism because he was a fan of him 3 years ago. I don't really think that means anything. But even, without that, I think Cheeto was still wrong with his.
That seems like a very very Hassan thing to do.
Initial claims about Ludwig, honestly. And in all fairness, he was also very petty with posting that DM from the start to make it look like Ludwig's fans are all unhinged, right? And in response, Ludwig brought the same level of pettiness, which I think is pretty...
Like posting what? Hold on, I
and
got
allegations
distracted.
against Chris Tyson, as well as the false one that was made by that one person. And I'm intent on covering it here, kind of daily because that's what I want to do. But the thing is, like, I don't expect everyone to do that. And there's also a reason why I haven't made a video on my main channel about all of this, right? Because we didn't have the full story, and we still might not. There could be other stuff that comes out. At a certain point, I respect the idea that there's enough information to make a judgment on someone because sometimes you don't need more proof. But when you don't have it all, and you don't have the full story, and every single day it's changing drastically, it's okay to wait. So Ludwig has a very big Twitter following. Cheeto doesn't have a nearly as big Twitter following, and as a result, Ludwig was able to brutally ratio him. He got a lot of his fans to on him in his replies and be like, you're dumb, whatever. And Cheeto then shows a DM of someone he claims is a Ludwig fan saying something not very nice. And then Ludwig decides to pull out a DM of Cheeto from 3 years prior saying that he is his favorite streamer. And this is kind of a funny thing to post.
I don't think that makes Ludwig look better because he's supposed to be a nice guy. Nice guys don't do that.
No balls.
I can't say that I would never do that to own someone on Twitter, but I don't like the implication some people have said that this invalidates.
Like, Ludwig isn't that guy.
Cheeto's criticism because he was a fan of him 3 years ago. I don't really think that means anything. But even, without that, I think Cheeto was still wrong with his initial claims about Ludwig, honestly. And in all fairness, he was also very petty with posting that DM from the start to make it look like Ludwig's fans are all unhinged, right? And in response, Ludwig brought the same level of pettiness, which I think is pretty fair. Unfortunately, Ludwig is not very consistent on this issue when it comes to having a mean DM from someone, because he immediately claimed that one mean DM he got was from Destiny's community while also refusing to name him, of course, despite the fact he had no proof. So it is kind of Lud getting.
That was this one.
This is the one that set me over the edge. No balls.
A taste of his own medicine here.
Hey man, love your streams. They help me out a lot when I'm bored or sad. When I have disposable income one day, I'll give you a few shekels a month. And has since moved on, I think, clearly to like watching Destiny, and on Destiny's behalf wants to like make Hassan's life a lot worse. And then
what a dick suck comment. Ludwig is like such a decently cool person, other than the fact that he's such a spineless and carries so much water. I don't know if it's like a cloud obsession thing or if he legitimately just enjoys getting his ass rimmed by Hassan every day. But like, it's especially frustrating because Ludwig knows better. I think that's the thing that frustrates me the most about this. Ludwig is a large content creator. I'm pretty sure he's like a larger content creator than me. I'm pretty sure he has a ton of different platforms and like he's got a ton of reach. He knows how irresponsible and stupid it is to take one DM and pretend that it is exemplary or exemplifies an entire fan's fan base or an entire streamer's fan base.
Now, Cheeto decided to make a 40-minute long video on his channel where he goes over what happened. A lot of it is kind of retreading his tweets and stuff like that, but he does give some takes.
People who usually talk about allegations and things of this sort, very serious situations, have been noticeably silent on this. Like Ludwig on his Mogul Mail channel, Moist Critical had made a video on it. He did address it on stream last night, and he does plan on making a video on it, which we'll get into, but...
Tell me if I'm wrong, but isn't Cheeto the one that who was focusing on Cheeto? Was it Lyrics? Because he put a video up that was incorrect and he didn't want to take it down. It'd be nice if you had an OBS plugin that listed the source of the soundbite. That's a good idea. I'll have to ask someone about it if there's a way. Because otherwise I think it would take a lot. I have dozens of pages full. Like these amounts, I have dozens times these.
The way that people have been ignoring this
But
has
that
been,
would be
to
cool.
me, a big sign of maybe a few things. That one, people,
I know where they're from, though.
big influencers specifically, don't want to blackball themselves from MrBeast. They don't want to burn the MrBeast bridge. They understand that by attacking someone who's been so largely associated with the MrBeast brand that perhaps they would be doing themselves a disservice, that it would be inconvenient for their business relationship with MrBeast as an influencer, or what could be a business relationship, by doing that. By attacking Chris Tyson, you're attacking an extension of the MrBeast brand.
I think, once again, this is kind of dumb. I mean, obviously that could be the case, but I got to see some proof of that in the form of behavior. Obviously, Ludwig is never going to come out and say, I want to protect MrBeast, so I won't talk about this. He wouldn't do that if he was protecting him, and I know that. I'm not expecting that to be the proof that I need. But you still need a little more than a few days before you can determine if Ludwig is, like, being silent about the issue to protect MrBeast. And I think this is proven to be more than wrong, considering Ludwig did make a video about it in the end, and he talked about everything. And I, to this day, like I said, have yet to post one full conclusive video about the Chris stuff, and the reason why it's taken so long, like, I was supposed to get that video out like a week ago on the main channel. The reason why is because we keep posting updates and having to ratify the script because there's so many different things happening. You know, I want that video to age well. It's going out to 1 million people. I'd like to make it the best it can be. And even at the start of the allegations, you know, when all we had was the Shadman stuff, I obviously called Chris a disgusting, horrible person, but I didn't say they definitively groomed a minor yet because I needed more proof, right? I needed to see proof of them doing that. And
Remember Cheeto and Noah Samson trading vids? How was that?
And, you know, things have definitely changed in that way, I think. But I still think it's good to give YouTubers some leeway.
Dogpack talked to Ludwig and was very standoffish with him. Ludwig was?
You know, and even on top of that, I mean, Ludwig said he was in Paris with his family on Twitter in regards to all this, and he just didn't want to jump on it. And I think that's totally fair. Like, you know, some YouTubers, and I do mean some, do have lives outside of YouTube stuff where they have obligations that just take precedence over making commentary videos about something, right? Ludwig was in Paris with his family vacationing, and that's evident from the recording that his video eventually had on the Chris Tyson stuff. I don't expect him to rush to get a video out. Like, when I'm on vacation, to be honest, sometimes I'll make a video, but sometimes I'm like, I don't want to deal with this right now.
Dogpack said that Ludwig was controlled opposition and backspot. What's that? What do you mean? Good night, Farflight.
Now I'm hanging out with my dad and my mom. I sometimes, you just don't want to do it, right? I don't expect everyone to rush to get a video out right away. And this point was kind of further proven wrong, in my opinion, when Ludwig even watched the Dogpack 404 video live that accused MrBeast of being involved in illegal gambling.
So here's a clip of Tyler using MrBeast's signature. So Tyler signs MB, which is MrBeast's signature. Then he covers it, signs his own initials, TC, smirks, looks around, and then quickly
looks like Tom might go into that here.
Slides the shirt away. Could you make it any more obvious? You know, you don't act.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Okay? I'll say that. That's wrong. Because, you know, like when I had the Patreon postcards that I had to sign every single month, I never once asked Nick Yingling to help sign alongside me to get through them quicker. I said, no, Nick, I'm doing them all.
Now, Ludwig didn't agree with a lot of the video about MrBeast, but he's not exactly covering it up. I mean, he's literally letting his giant audience see it, many of which are probably fans of MrBeast and had a positive impression of him. I mean, he did a stream that got 500,000 views on the VOD.
I mean, he got to, that was an opportunity for him to be like, oh, well, I would never do something like that. Hey, bowel movement.
Talking about it. And the most frustrating part about this is that we do have proof that Ludwig has done this in the past. Like, there is a great example to bring up to criticize him for. Ludwig made a very light joke about Hassan and used him for a clickbait thumbnail, and Hassan had a breakdown over it.
As a streamer myself for almost 6 years now, on how hard it really is. I'm kidding. I would look. I just.
Oh God, it's just like, what's funny is you haven't even addressed this again since then. I know. It's just an opportunity for every single person to be like, look guys, I'm a content creator. I'm really privileged. Like, yeah, dog, we all are. We all talk about it all the fucking time. It just annoys me because, like, it's such a fake thing to do. It's just literally using someone who you're friends with, like being maliciously clipped out of context to be like, I'm actually one of the good content creators. I know how privileged I am. It's like, yeah, I do too. That's so dumb. Oh my god.
And then you can see Ludwig react to Hassan being mad in real time.
You should call Hassan and apologize. Why is Hassan mad? What did I do?
Worried.
What did I do?
He knows.
Because I'm a Mogul Mail? I feel like everything I said was fine. Am I crazy? Farmed for views? Oh, well, I mean, that's the deal. I'll just pull him out of the thumbnail and then I matter much, right?
And he then ended up taking down the video and remaking it. Like, he didn't just change the thumbnail. He took down the entire video and remade it. And then he lied about the reason he took the video down, claiming that the sponsor was mad because it wasn't performing well, which is obviously just not true. And frankly, considering that Ludwig wants to be Mr. Journalism, which he talks about all the time, this is a hit to his integrity. It really is. But this
Good
instance
point.
with Hassan was like so dead to rights. Like, you can't deny that. The MrBeast thing, I don't know. It just seems kind of dumb. I feel like I'm lacking substance here to make that criticism.
I know you and MrBeast are buddy-buddies, so perhaps it would be inconvenient to post something that could negatively impact his brand. Appreciate the response. So if you guys don't know what I'm referring to here, MrBeast and Ludwig do have a buddy-buddy relationship, like I mentioned. I've brought this up in some videos where I've been critical of Ludwig before, but you have to see where, like, his biggest video, I believe, is one that MrBeast literally gave him. Like, it was a scrapped MrBeast video. I buried $100,000. Go find it. And it's literally a scrapped MrBeast video. Has 16 million views, and this has more than double the views of his second biggest video. It's more views than his two other biggest videos combined, right? It's MrBeast. Now, that being said, if I'm going to be as charitable as I can, I don't think that just because, you know, MrBeast gave him a video, that because of that, Ludwig wouldn't call out predatory behavior done by Chris Tyson. However, he's arguing with me on Twitter about it rather than getting on this case. And he talks about he's in Paris, you know, I'm in Paris right now. Like he's fucking Kanye West or something. But I've literally seen this guy make videos traveling like all the time. And I'll prove it to you. This whole like I'm on vacation thing is like what? Like, buddy, I've seen you post content while you're on the road before, and so like it's just like why even bring that up if we can
Even if Ludwig is having people sign shirts for him, he's not running a lottery for the shirts, right? A fake rigged lottery.
prove that it's not something that would stop you from covering this, you know?
Well, maybe he's just taking a break. Maybe he actually wants to spend time with his family at the moment instead of covering the Chris Tyson situation. Like, I don't think just because on vacations prior he's made videos means that he has to right now on this vacation. Like, I think it's completely fair of him to not cover it at the very moment if he doesn't want to. Once again, I kind of like, I want to hate Ludwig. I kind of want this criticism to be real because I don't like him, but like, I can't lie and just say like, yo, he's cooked. He's cooked. Like, I just don't think he is. Like, the dude is the Ellen DeGeneres of YouTube. He's got an annoying, safe person.
I mean, Ellen DeGeneres was like apparently really fucked up in private. Yeah, I like watching Tom's videos. See, you know, this Tom, unlike the other Tom, seems fair.
I don't think Tom is fair. I don't think you're fair. You're Zhong-yang me. You sat there and let her call me soy. We're not fucking retarded, Tom.
Well,
they came out with a whole thing about the words like sizzle and different shit like that we had to start implementing into all of these scripts based on the ways that they were saying that these what it brought to mind for people and what it is that they took from these and what it is that what it is that it was going to communicate.
he said to you that you were sevening him? Oh, geez. Oh, geez. No, Tom wants me to die.
Aiko is one of the most untrustworthy people of all time. Aiko is a retarded fucking cunt who can go die, and I would not give a fuck.
I made that into my 420-bit / $4.20 Jono alert. Tom wants me to die alert. And his head, I made his head look especially egg-like. Hey, most average gamer. So we're doing kind of like a variety of reacts. There's not really like soy drama so much. Not that I know of.
I do a Kegel while it's inside.
And that's why I just don't have a penis anymore. Oh, what? Why, Tom? Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe you just said that. Why? Oh. I have papers on this. I have videos that are used in colleges. I have this skill. I have these qualifications. I was one of the pioneers in linguistic marketing. No, there's no, not at all. Is that what you think I said?
Is that what you think I said? I can't even make that. Is that what you think I said? I can't do it the way that Tom and Tipster do.
You're asking for fucking trouble at that point.
You're asking for fucking trouble at that point. Yes. I wish that I had say I lost the one where he said that he invented mobile detailing. Rip. Yes, everyone. Live, not top chat. Please like the stream. Thank you. Thank you. And if you're on Twitch, hello.
Personality, and I don't like him. Okay, frankly, I just don't really like him as like a guy that exists. I find it very unappealing. But I'm gonna need a super strong indicator here that he's covering for Chris and covering for MrBeast before I, make an accusation video about it, and I don't really have that. So when Ludwig finally talked about this whole Chris Tyson thing, he said he'd be posting a follow-up video.
My hair is so long that is literally tickling my ass, and I need to. I'm gonna cut it soon. I'm just cutting myself again. I wait till it gets long enough, and then I randomly cut it.
Video about the backlash he got from it, obviously in reference to a Cheeto.
I'm gonna make a video in the next couple days on this channel because I had a lot of come my way about taking too long to make this while on vacation with my family. But that's a story for a different day. Hopefully that fills you in. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye. All right, see you later. Goodbye now. Goodbye. See you later. Goodbye now.
And frankly, like I said, I also
Sub to pay for my haircut. That would be base.
empathize with his position that he wants to wait for allegations to be proven 100%.
If you're on Twitch and you have a Prime, that would be very cool. If you don't have somewhere else to already use it. Thank you, Sulfur.
Dead to rights before he makes a strong judgment. Because, I mean, think about it this way, right? With the size that he's at 1 million subscribers on that channel, with how big his other channel is, and how many views that video that he posts about someone could potentially get, like, if he lies, if he gets something wrong, he opens himself up straight up to, like, a defamation lawsuit, right? Like, he straight up just does. Like, he could get...
Lazy Ludwig. Well, here's the pedos in Paris. Well, here's the thing: is it's like you just can't utilize that excuse, because we can all agree the Pokemon cookies thing is way less of a situation than Chris Tyson's predatory behavior. So you'd think the exception for him would be like, huh, yeah, I am in Paris and this is supposed to be my vacation, but I do understand how it looks that I've taken time out of my vacation before to cover a situation. So let me not do that again for a situation that's much more serious. Make it make sense. I don't understand that.
Can you let me help you make it make sense. Okay. Oh, sorry, Frankie. I made her almost fall off the chair. Here, I'll make it make sense. Making a video. What was he comparing? Which video? Pokemon cookies. Making a video about Pokemon's cookies does not take the same amount of due diligence that a video about Ava Chris Tyson and this slowly unfolding grooming situation and everything else on top of that. So it's like, I'm gonna take time out of my vacation not just to cover this story that everyone is covering, and not waiting until I can focus on it properly. I'm just gonna throw it out there so everyone knows, as a virtue signal, that I am not standing for this. I am anti-groomer. I am anti-groomer, even though it's MrBeast's friends. Like, who is that for? I mean, he could have tweeted about it, but if he didn't look into it, I understand if you didn't want to. And honestly, like, I understand also looking at people with side eye and be like, "Are you gonna say something?" But I think considering that Ludwig doesn't have any association personally with Ava Chris Tyson that I know of, I don't think it's reasonable, especially if he's like with his family.
Than Chris Tyson's predatory behavior. So you'd think the exception for him would be like, huh, yeah, I am in Paris and this is supposed to be my vacation, but I do understand how it looks that I've taken time out of my vacation before to cover a situation. So let me not do that again for a situation that's much more serious. Make it make sense. I don't understand that. Can you elaborate on what the decision making here? Like, what is the brain apparatus? Like, what sort of system is taking place here where you're not, where you're going to cover the room temperature here, where you're the brain apparatus? Can you elaborate on what the decision making here? Like, what is the brain apparatus?
Should I save that? What is the brain apparatus? You sat there and let her call me soy.
Like, decision serious? Make it make sense. I don't understand that. Can you elaborate on what the decision making here? Like, what is the brain apparatus? Like, what sort of system is taking place here where you're not, where you're going to cover the room temperature Pokemon cookies YouTube drama, but not the explosive MrBeast co-host predatory drama? Please explain this to me.
Look, maybe this is just like a difference of opinion here, but I don't really hold YouTubers to the standard where they like need to make a video about this thing right now. Like I don't know, if I don't feel like making a video about something someday and it's just not something that interests me, like I might just not cover it. Okay, I'm not the president of the United States. I don't feel like I need to care about everything that happens. Like, and by extension, I honestly get annoyed when people are like in my chat or emailing me,
death threats.
Talk about this thing that I care about. Talk about this thing you need to talk about. Like, dude, like I'm not your dad. Like, I'm not responsible for you. Like, go watch someone else do it. Like, now if you can find an example of Ludwig making this same point to someone else where he's like, they need to cover it, they need to cover it, they need to cover it, and he's not covering it, then that would be fair. But he also did make videos about it, so it's like, it's kind of over, right? Like, it's kind of over at this point. Ultimately, I think that Cheeto's heart and motivations were in the right place here. I really do, and I think that this is a fair criticism to definitely make of certain people out there. But with Ludwig in specific, I don't really see it, just like I didn't see it with Critical, right? So like I said, Ludwig said he'd be doing a follow-up eventually to all the criticism about this whole thing, and he eventually did, talking about how he no longer enjoys posting commentary videos, actually. But he actually didn't.
If someone makes death threats against someone mocking a rape victim, do you really care?
People will sleep with you just because, and you know, even if they don't necessarily want to.
I'm telling you, I wouldn't even rape her, and you guys are getting upset about it. And I'm saying I'm not going to rape her.
If someone makes death threats...
Okay, I'm adding some things.
Really mention Cheeto at all. Instead, he talked about how he didn't enjoy making commentary videos anymore because he doesn't like talking about controversial stuff. And this is kind of the same thing that Critical said in his video, where there's just like a lot of negativity out there.
And I'll tell you straight up, it's not a lot of fun to talk about these topics. I don't personally enjoy, I don't revel in it when Dr. Disrespect is caught talking to a 17-year-old on Whispers, right? When Sketch is getting canceled for doing gay, when Ava Chris Tyson is found out to be a horrible person, or when Cody Co is silent about having had a sexual relationship with Tana when she was 17. I don't like talking about these things. It's not like a...
You mean when he was statutory raping her and he also was involved with a different 17-year-old before her and talking to... I think he was talking to Tana. I think she was as young as 16. Hey, Findorn.
A big mood lifter for my day. But when I don't talk about them, even for a day, I get a lot of Now, I'm not trying to bring up some Twitter. I'm not trying to bring in certain people's names into this. But this is a straight up real tweet that someone added me saying, hey, Ludwig, are you planning on covering the definitive predatory behavior that Chris Tyson engaged in? You've made videos talking about Dr. Disrespect immediately after the information came out. That has 30,000 likes. All right, 30,000 likes on something that is just factually false. Because I didn't immediately talk about Dr. Disrespect. I talked about it days after it came out.
Can't get a cup of coffee without someone with a Can't get a cup of coffee without someone with a fucking purple mullet and the pronouns on their fucking name, you know?
Oh, Shabby.
Can't get a cup of coffee without.
When he was dropped by his game publishing company, I waited for some sort of response, and he also had talked about it on stream at that point. I actually waited the same amount of time to talk about Ava Chris Tyson, even though I did that video when I was in Paris on vacation with my family on my damn Samsung.
I hate that I even have to add the disclaimer that I don't want to glaze Ludwig here, but this is totally fair. Not everyone likes talking about freaks online or all the weird shit that goes on, especially when it comes to children being preyed on. And if you talk about it for a decent amount of time, it can definitely, affect your mental health, right? I personally don't really care. I feel relatively disconnected from this stuff, sitting in my basement here with my fuzzy socks on. But to each their own, the mental sapping that may come from being exposed to that kind of stuff all the time may not be for everyone, and you might not want to do it forever either. Maybe there will come a day when I don't like it either. But for now, I love it, and I'm going to keep doing it forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
All right? And the Cody Co situation is something that not people on the outside are pestering me to talk about. It's people in my community, and I understand why. Right? I've done content with Cody in the past. There's some perception that we are close friends. The fact of the matter is, after I did his podcast 10, 11, 12 months ago, I haven't talked to the dude since. But
Okay. Did he make a video about Cody Co?
I kind of have that teacher syndrome where you just assume that teachers exist only inside the school and not outside the school. And inside the school, me and Cody work in the same building. So hey, we must be good friends.
It doesn't
and I must
matter.
Be trying to protect him by not making
it doesn't matter. We expect that of everyone. We expect that of literally everyone. Let me see. 7 days ago, he made a video. Cody Co finally says something, so we'll watch that after this.
A video. Now, obviously, not everyone thinks this, but enough people think it that
if it turns out, if you collab with someone, it's one thing. If you ever collab with someone, usually people expect some kind of something, some kind of statement, to some degree. And if you clap, within the past year, you go on their podcast, or you are why wouldn't they think you're buddies?
This is the one that sent me over the edge. No balls.
No balls. Hey, Rennie. But it's him saying that his community expected him to say something about Cody Co, I think is completely okay, yeah, obviously. I think that says more about how it's actually reasonably serious. It's not people outside of his community wanting him to virtue signal or something. Spend your whole vacation working on a Ava Chris Tyson video for some reason, even though you don't have any association. And besides, they look like they would hang out. I don't know if Ludwig was a frat boy type. He doesn't necessarily seem like it, but there are a lot of friend groups that some people are the center of, some people are just on the outskirts. There's Venn diagrams. Yeah. You should have been animating what? Hey, Hodler. Rule is, if the vibes were immaculate, you need to make a statement. That is such a good way to put it. I incredibly agree with that. No, he wasn't. He looks like someone that could have been, if he always had this going on, he could have been a frat boy, but I feel like he wasn't always, I don't know I don't even know how to describe it. He looks like he could have been a bit more of a nerd in the day. Not that frat boys aren't nerds, but you know what I mean. He definitely knew where to get weed. He looks more like he'd be a band geek. You know what's weird in hindsight, looking back? So when I went to public school when I was 15, for the first time. Some of my friends were in band thing, whatever, right? And the band leader guy, I don't know exactly what you call his position, but I remember that he was 27 and he was like friends with all of us. Like on the internet, I would talk to him all the time. He would tell me things like about how he has like a huge phobia of shitting. Like it traumatizes him to shit. Dating, but you know, and so you get older and you're like, that's pretty weird. 27-year-old shouldn't be friends with 14, 15, 16-year-olds. Hatron. So, I mean, I haven't heard of anything about anything regarding him. We had a young, handsome male teacher in our high school who dated some of the girls privately. I didn't realize how sus it was until way later. I found out after high school, there were these two teachers who were a couple, a man and a woman. I don't remember if they were married or not, but they had a 3-way relationship with this girl who was a student, and apparently that did not work out well. But yeah, now that, you know, people like Tana, people who have been around for a while and they were in spaces when they were young, engaged with, especially if they're public figures and they engage with public figures, shit's coming out. You didn't, you know, people are like, I didn't know that this was gonna happen. I didn't know when I was doing the grooming that people would find out later. Well, you groom, you lose. What are you gonna do?
Oh, I wasn't wearing my child diddling shirt on that day, as you can tell. So it must not have been the day that I was diddling children.
Billie Eilish's boyfriend, what's her face? Millie Bobby Brown's exes. Ludwig does seem respectful. She was 16 and he was 30. Gross. Always seems like schools have at least one predator. Yeah, that's why I think it's good to like look for predators amongst yourselves and not like people will like specifically predator hunt in other communities.
Oh, it feels problematic for me
My
to
school
not
resource
talk about sex.
Officer got 2 sophomores pregnant, then ran to Europe. Oh, geez. Hey, Ultracolor. If you look amongst yourself and don't find anyone, might be you. Hope not. Hey, Diaz. What's the name of the song at the start of your stream?
Said stuff.
The thing
it's
is,
called Salad Cat, and it is about my now transcended from this earth, Kitty Pokechan, who is the one on the screen eating the names of the supporters. Yeah, it's a song that was made for me. Teenagers are stupid, we must protect them. The whole point is like, okay, these teenagers are your future fellow adults who are gonna make decisions, vote, be your employees, be your employers, be your representatives, be teachers, etc., right? They have to learn and experience and stuff. They should be doing it amongst their peers. There should not be elders who already have their weird ways kind of set, if not in stone, then paper mache. You should not be forming the first experiences of adultness, of sexuality, of someone who is so generationally different from you, but not just that, still forming their identity. But I think that's a part of why people will go after young teenagers, people who are not experienced in the world, is I think leaving that like impression and that shape, like helping to shape their adulthood and their sexuality. I think that like gets them off. Who are you referring to? Just in general, you know, like Colleen Ballinger. Like, you don't even have to want to like fuck them necessarily, you know. It's like power, control, ego. Yeah, let them be crazy and make mistakes with people 3 years older than them tops. Well, I mean, I don't think there's like a hard and fast rule, but you know, consider what's going on and do your best. I dated a girl in high school that had dated multiple 25 plus guys before me. It was hard to compete with just a learner's permit. Well, that's a thing too. You find out later on, those older men that were interested in you when you were a teenager, there were reasons. There were reasons.
I don't think anyone has an obligation to talk about a situation just because they're friends.
Most of the guys I knew in my graduating class are dead. That doesn't sound very good.
Friends with someone or interacted with them. If anything, there can be a lot of problems that can come with that, right? There can
go back.
That teachers exist, that not people on the outside.
Okay, let's see what
you know, the mental sapping that may come from being exposed to that kind of stuff all the time may not be forever.
I never understood why people have a problem with couples who have a large age difference. As long as they're both adults, I don't see a problem with it. Yeah, I think that, you know, I think that there's something to be said about, I guess, someone being like still like an adult but still a teenager and dating someone in their 30s or so. Like, I think you'll run into problems probably, but I'm not gonna hate on anyone for whatever they want to do.
Everyone, and you might not want to do it forever either. Maybe there will come a day when I don't like it either. But for now, I love it, and I'm going to keep doing it forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
All right. And the Cody Co situation is something that not people on the outside are pestering me to talk about. It's people in my community, and I understand why. Right? I've done content with Cody in the past. There's some perception that we are close friends. The fact of the matter is, after I did his podcast 10, 11, 12 months ago, I haven't talked to the dude since. But I kind of have like that.
I haven't talked to the dude. How many times has he collaborated with him though? Hey, Scally.
Teacher syndrome where you just
teens just need a good role model like Destiny. Oh geez.
I have no problem talking with a lot of things with like a 13, 14, 15-year-old girl without feeling like the overwhelming compulsion to f them or even see them that sexually.
That is one of the few in context clips. Like, I feel personally, like, and it totally depends on life experience, what your life is like, whatever, but I feel like I kind of was able to contend with being adult, like, independently, you know, psychologically more around like 25, I guess. But that's just me. Yeah.
just assume that teachers exist only without inside the school and not outside the school. And inside the school, you know, me and Cody work in the same building. So hey, we must be good friends, and I must be trying to protect him by not making a video. Now, obviously, not everyone thinks this, but enough people think it that it feels problematic for me to not talk about said stuff.
The thing is, I don't think anyone has an obligation to talk about a situation just because they're friends with someone or have interacted with them. If anything, there can be a lot of problems that can come with that, right? There can be a lot of conflicts of interest there. I mean, there is an inherent conflict of interest because you're friends with someone.
Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't hook up with anyone in their early 20s, date someone in the early 20s. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, consider... Don't leave them worse off.
Someone, like, you know them, you have a personal relationship, you might not be covering it, the best.
A 16-year-old can never understand the perspective of a 25-year-old, but the 25-year-old perfectly understands the mindset of a 16-year-old. True.
They have a clouded judgment, right? Because being friends with someone can easily make you want to protect them unintentionally or just trust their word over what someone else says. And
I mean, is that wrong, Mother? I'm just throwing things out there. There are exceptions to everything that I'm saying. I'm just, figuring it out. Or I'm just trying to... I'm gesturing vaguely based on what I've seen and experienced. I was a hairstylist before the pandemic for like 17 years, I think. I can't do math right now. And so I've talked to thousands and thousands of people over the years, and they tell you everything. So, a lot of my experiences. Okay, my hair keeps freaking me out because it keeps touching like parts of my body and then like slipping off. But I've been thinking about doing some hair-related content. With my OCD and stuff, I started streaming during the pandemic, and I've been going with it, and I enjoy it. Maybe I can do more things than just rape. Not me raping, but covering rape. I need to cut it because it keeps tickling my thigh, tickling my arm. Someone else needs to use that clip, not me. Did you ever cut hair? Yes. I taught hair cutting. I taught advanced hair cutting. Do a wig perm on tomfoolery mannequin head. Someone wants to send me a mannequin head. Katie did hair content. Well, judging by her hair, I think that'd be a different situation. Remember the time you did so much rape content and you started having nightmares? Yes. Who was that about? Who was I dreaming about? I don't think it was Mr. Girl. We need donor goals for upcoming content so people can put bids towards upcoming special streams. True. Was it Mama Max? It could have been. It wasn't. I bet you dreamt of Tom, but in a good way. Nah.
Sick person. Truly sick.
But yeah. Also, I want to do rock climbing stream. You gave me nightmares with how many times you played the Seaman and Shackles clip. I know. I don't think that was what it was. I'm going rock climbing again. I need to go. My birthday is next Sunday, so we're going to do a birthday stream. And I am determined to go climbing at least one time before my birthday. Leo. But yeah, I need to cut my hair. It keeps tickling me and freaking me out, and then I think it's like a bug crawling all over me. You gonna be a birthday girl? Hope you don't abuse your birthday privileges like Xander Hall. Yeah. I'm gonna go to an indoor place. Outdoor climbing scares me. I think if you did video essays, it would be good content. I would need an editor for that. Anytime I try to make a video, I just start like hyper-focusing too much. Good night, Glitterbell. Well, hopefully eventually I'll be able to get an editor. So if you like the stream and you want it to continue, you can contribute to the $69 Singing About Fucking Your Mom dono goal. If you have a Prime that you're not using on anyone right now and you're on Twitch, that would be cool. There are memberships, there are super chats, which also go to the dono goal minus YouTube's 30%, etc. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, thanks for being here. I'll be thinking, like, I've been going through a lot of stuff recently, so I'm just trying to make sure I show up. But as time moves on, then I'll start, you know, doing things more. Making more plans, content plans, and memes, some merch stuff. That's why I thought making a bunch of the shorts with your soundboard would be good. I've been thinking about that, and I definitely will, especially when it comes to like a good relevant meme. But yeah, I'm thinking of it. But yeah, I feel like there would be a good stream where I'm covering something that would have a lot of fitting, like maybe the next Tom Tent stream or something. Shorts with the sound bites. We'll see. I feel like it will take shape. It'll make sense.
Not see the facts for what they are, which is once again exactly what happened with the Hassan drama a few months back.
Thank you, Melissa. But yeah, definitely. Hey, Sarah. Fuck World by Insane Clown Posse. That will definitely get claimed.
I think ultimately what Ludwig decided is that his integrity at that moment was worth being compromised because he wants to maintain his friendship with Hassan. And if he didn't take down the video, Hassan would probably mauled at him for the next year.
There's a lot of reasons that I love this channel. I mean, the first one is that it's a totally different audience than my main channel. A lot of you guys don't even watch my main channel. I mean, the most often related channels are Jinxie, Atrioc, and PewDiePie. Those are what you guys watch. It's totally different.
Atrioc.
I think it feels weird if you use a butt later. I think it feels weird if you use a butt later. I think it feels weird if you use a butt later. I think it feels weird if you use a butt later. I think it feels weird if you use a butt later.
Different if you go to my main channel. And when I went to DreamCon this past weekend, which is an event predominantly put on by Black creators and which has a lot of Black viewers attending, people who came up to me to say hi didn't come up because they watched my main channel. They came up because they watched Mogul Mail.
Well, I guess that explains why you guys love his videos so much. Mogul Mail stands with the African-American community. African-Americans stand with Ludwig. Their Yakubian creation has done exactly as planned. Ultimately, it seems like some of the big commentary creators are like losing steam right now. They're kind of losing their passion in the genre. And some of this seems to come down to like these call-outs that, in my opinion, in the case of like Ludwig and also Critical, kind of unjustified. Like I don't know. I just feel like I need more to prove that they're like refusing to talk about it or something like that, right? To prove that they're covering up for Chris Tyson because Chris is trans, right? Like I don't know, like I don't really see it. And then you also have some people who are kind of acting unhinged right now, and there's a lot of people I could talk about right now, but I'm going to focus on one of them, who is a...
May I place my on your front meat, please?
Yes, you may. Awesome.
Now may I place my hand on your
round bottom.
Round bottom.
Yes.
Yes.
I wish I could stand the African American community.
Thank you, Scallywag. I don't know where that came from. Thank you so much for your one and only Prime.
Channel, you guys probably...
I pulled up on the side. I just looked Ludwig and Cody Co. Just take a peek at how much collaboration there's been over the years.
Probably know. It feels a little awkward doing this, but this is just like, I don't know, it's ridiculous, and I feel like I can't. I mean, honestly, I could not mention it, but no, I want to because it's So a lot of YouTubers were reporting on these allegations when they came out, namely content creators A Cheeto and Sensitive Society. Okay, A Cheeto, we just talked about Sensitive Society. You guys probably know he's got a pretty big channel. And they had initially just made videos covering the Shadman discourse and condemn Chris for being such a huge fan of Shad and liking all that degenerate art, right? However, Lava, the 14-year-old whom Chris was talking to, who's now 20, he came out and made a statement contradicting the narrative, saying he wasn't a grooming victim. And he said this with a screenshot of these guys' videos, right? With a screenshot of A Cheeto's video and also a screenshot of Sensitive Society's video, basically saying like these videos are spreading lies, right? Here's his caption. He said, "These videos are massive lies and twisting the truth. Ava never did anything wrong and just made a few edgy jokes. I was never exploited or taken advantage of. Can you do me a favor and comment on these videos and tell them to stop spreading lies? This situation takes away from children who are being actively exploited every day online. I'm not a victim of anything being claimed in these videos at all." So obviously at some point Lava GS would walk back his general statement here a little bit. He would be like, you know what, I realized that what Chris did to me was definitely wrong. But the thing we're going to really hone in on here is that screenshot was from videos he'd never even seen, and in those videos they never even mentioned that Lava GS existed. Like they just talk about the Shadman stuff, which is you know, it's not like totally unrelated to the Chris Tyson story. Like it's obviously part of it, but they don't even talk about Lava, right? They talk about the Shadman stuff. They're calling him creepy for the Shadman stuff. So Lava should have watched those videos beforehand before he made that tweet. And as a result, I think that it's fair to get, you know, a little mad at him about it if you're Sensitive Society and a Cheeto. And here we have Sensitive, who's another commentary channel, and he responded by pointing out that he himself never talked about the Lava situation, mainly focusing on the other aspects of Chris's questionable.
Yes, there is a Discord here. Here's the link to Discord. I'm being less scared of Discord. But yeah, put your username that you chat with into the new Coomers room. That's the only cooming room there is, and there's no cooming whatsoever. I didn't realize that would make an alert be read. Well, he said that Ludwig stand the African American community. I missed that. I must have been looking at the side screen. But thank you. Did you figure out how to use your bits? By the way, Scally bought bits to use and can't figure out how to use them. Remember, there's a 420 Tom wants me to die alert. If you go to the Twitch chat, there is a little like party thing next to the emote. There's a little icon next to the emote icon. 420, very specifically. But yeah, anyway.
Online activity and associations
if you
with
want
Shadman.
to.
And like I said, that's totally fair. He has a complete right to be upset about this, okay? And a few people even messaged him, you know, messaged Lava to tell him this information was wrong and these videos didn't actually talk about that stuff. Nicholas Diorio, for example, messaged him to let him know that the tweet had improper info, and I think that's a fair thing to do. Lava should know that that's improper, and he ended up making a follow-up tweet about it, basically talking about, you know, the fact that these guys did not make those videos talking about him. They made videos talking about Shadman. So at least he corrected it, but these guys still wanted that tweet to be taken down. And from that perspective, I understand where they're coming from, and I think that's totally fair. But the problem is
Lava clearly didn't watch the videos, which is a little not good. If you feel like you're not a victim and you won't be traumatized, you should probably check it out.
is that Sensitive Society messaged Lava, and he looked kind of crazy. He said, "I've given you 24 hours. I've given you the benefit of the doubt. I've reached out multiple times and tried to be nice. You want to go there? Let's see how fun this gets you. Idiot, stop slandering me and take your tweet down before things get bad for you." Bro really thinks he's Tony. But, okay, like, joking aside, like, this is, like, such a weird thing to do. If you really believe that Lava is a victim of grooming at the hands of Chris Tyson, you should not be messaging this grooming victim, even though we got something wrong about you, saying you're going to destroy his, like, life and make things bad for him. Like, you're some threatening mob boss about to, like what are you really going to do? Like, what?
Speaking of Shadman, I just remembered Shoonhead was shown to be in his friends list or whatever. When was that?
What do you think you're going to do, since you're going to, like, make a video about him? Is that, like, you're going to make things bad for him? Are you going to sue him? Are you going to sue this guy over this tweet that he made? Like, it just seems kind of ridiculous, right? Like, and he didn't say he would sue him, but the implication here is, like, things are going to get bad for you. Like, is the thing that we really need, is the priority here that really needs to be upheld, considering that, like, this guy is being talked about in this story as, like, the number one victim of Chris Tyson, grooming victim, is the number one.
I'm not stoned at all. I haven't had any weed all day. I'm almost out of weed. I'm gonna have to get more weed before my birthday stream. I just have a little blue dream left in this cartridge. She's the lolly version of Vosh. She wants to be the lolly. Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. Oh, boy.
The blue dream is in.
No, you want the ding ding from Steven.
I can't tell you all that.
The ding ding alert wasn't, or sample was an accident, but I accept it. I welcome it. But yeah.
One thing that you should be doing or like even thinking about, or should it even cross your mind that you want to like destroy this guy's life when he just like when Chris Tyson was doing weird shit with him? Like, what? That just seems nuts to me, right? That doesn't seem like these priorities are really aligned in a proper way. This comes across as tone policing here. Maybe
Awesome,
I'm being
Tyler.
gay to say this, but really messaging this person specifically like this comes across as totally nuts to me. I like sensitive society as a dude from the limited interactions that I've had with him, but this kind of thing really rubs me the wrong way. And if you lack up a list of interactions you have with grooming victims where you talk to them like this, you're going to have a very hard time looking credible on YouTube or claiming like you really care about these situations, right? It's hard to claim you...
There's one. Thank you for the 300 bits, Scally. Thank you, thank you. Who was Tree talking to? She was talking about not so erudite, the same way that she was here.
I can't stand no mayonnaise monster telling me what the fuck to do.
You want actual justice when you're also messaging the person who like is one of the only people that could possibly lead to that justice being like, I'm gonna make things bad for you, kiddo. You know what I'm capable of? Like, it just looks crazy. It is crazy, actually. These priorities seem very misguided. What Chris Tyson has done is terrible. There's no doubt about that. I just want to make sure that everyone has their head screwed on straight and isn't acting nuts. And yeah, I think that's about it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, let me know your thoughts.
Oops. Med check again, everyone. And thank you for the 40 bits also, Scally. Yeah, Mayonnaise Monster is the best. Peter Poopy Pants changed his username to Mayonnaise Monster. I'm just trying to get rid of it all. That works. I appreciate it. Yeah, you can always ask me what a soundbite is from. I think I'll remember. I think I'll remember all of them. Okay. This. Stop falling down. Her erudite breakdown was so great. Like, Tree didn't have to go hard in the paint like that, but I'm glad she did. It was a very fun, very entertaining. Okay. Thank you, Tom, for this video that we have partaken in. Okay, now I'm going to play Ludwig's Cody Co video from 7 days ago, but I just want to show, here's a bit of their collaborations. Ludwig's channel, Cody Co and Noel Miller roast my game show. Ludwig channel. Ludwig starts beef with Cody Co a year ago. Looks like a meme. GeoGuessr with Ludwig, Cody and Co. Cody Co finally says something. Okay, that's the video we'll watch. Tiny Meat Gang, which was the podcast Noel Miller had with Cody Co that I guess is gonna be. Is it Noel or Noel? Noel? I guess he's gonna have it by himself. But we're fighting in the next creator clash, featuring Ludwig, addressing the drama with Ludwig and Cody Co. Friendship ended. I think that's a meme. From a year ago. Catching up with Ludwig 11 months ago on something. Insanely Chill with Cody Co, which is another podcast. This is an 18-second clip on Ludwig's thoughts on the Cody Co situation. What's that?
Because I actually think what Cody Co did was weird. No, I agree. Nobody thinks that what Cody Co did wasn't weird. Nah, but for real.
He means it though. He means it though.
No, I mean it. Not because y'all think it, but I say it. No.
This face, bro. Saying that it's weird. This is from 2 weeks ago. And I don't even know. This is a channel with 1 subscriber, so. Weird, huh?
I did not know this and do not care.
That was an accident.
No balls.
No balls. Okay?
Because I actually think what Cody Co did was weird. No, I agree. Nobody thinks that what Cody Co did wasn't weird. Nah, but for real.
Should I make that an emote? I don't know if it's clear enough.
Thinks that what Cody Co did wasn't weird. Nah, but for real.
I need a good still.
He wasn't weird. Nah, but for real.
Hmm? Like that? I can't stand no mayonnaise monster telling me what the fuck to do. Taking a little screenshot. I think it's weird. No one's gonna say that, but I'm gonna say that. Cutie was recently talking about how a chick was trying to worm her way in behind the scenes with Ludwig, sending him DMs and shit, not sexual. And as soon as he had the thought that it might be ill intentions, he went to Cutie and showed her everything. Good for him. That's what he should do.
He means it though. He means it though.
No, I mean it. Not because y'all think it, but I say it. Because I actually think what Cody.
The other one's better. Okay. Alright, well, that was a thing. Hey, Lemmy. Okay, there was that. 3 years ago, my art rival, Ludwig and Cody Co. on Ludwig's channel. Ludwig compliments Cody Co. How Ludwig scammed Cody a year ago. Ludwig addressing the drama with Cody 10 months ago. We called famous streamers featuring Ludwig, Hassan, Cutie Cinderella on Tiny Meat Gang, so that's his. Or Cody's thing. I feel like, and these are just videos from YouTube. And Ludwig has been a Twitch streamer. So, I think plenty of content where you absolutely would be expected to say something. You're not just teachers that work in the same building, you know? You're like, they're both like gym teachers for like grades back to back, and then sometimes they like have like a field day or whatever, and then they go outside and they have like the 2 grades together. Yes, please like the stream, live not top chat, subscribe if you feel like it. Okay, let's see what Ludwig's video is. Cody Co finally says something. We need someone like Bachelor of Music to break down streamers' responses to their canceling. I feel like I would do that if I... Oh, thank you. Thank you for telling me, Cosmo Kitty. But I don't know if... I would try it, but I feel like I wouldn't be good at deadpan. Also because they get mean. Is that Nardwar? Where? Oh, here in this little corner. It is, I think. Yeah, Nardwar's question is... Okay, timestamp 8. And here's this. Okay, Cody Co finally says something. Ludwig's Mogul Mail channel.
The title of this video is not clickbait. After almost 2 weeks of silence, Cody Co has finally responded to the allegations. Now, this all started about 12 days ago when D'Angelo Wallace dropped a very informative video talking about the allegations against Cody Co, the allegations that allege he had sex with a 17-year-old when he was 25 years old. You might have heard of this by watching this original video or someone else recapping it like Charlie, because those have gotten millions and millions of views. I haven't talked about it yet, even though people have been asking me to, because simply put, I said I was waiting for a response from Cody, and we finally have it. Again, it is a small response, but we'll get to it in just a moment. First, if you haven't seen that stuff, I'll give you a quick recap on what happened and then the fallout since the news dropped. Before we go any further, I should let you know a sponsor's about to pop up. Normally, I wouldn't put a sponsor in a video like this. However, I wanted to make a video about something else, but I've been getting some flack online for not talking about this situation sooner. So I had to talk about this situation at the timeline people wanted me to, and then do the sponsor the timeline they wanted me to. Anyway, sponsor. I'm subscribed.
Make an extra video. I don't know. Why say that? Don't. Ugh.
No balls.
No balls. No balls. It's basically not allegations anymore, but okay, sure. It's like, people have been hounding me. He seems incredibly dismissive.
Subscribe to 47 Twitch channels. 40 money's the all-in-ones. And I'll give customers up to 5 link in the description. I think spread all over me. And now back to the video. It originally started...
Let's see. Okay, let's see how Ludwig reacts and presents this. Okay? We'll see. I don't have a great feeling about it.
From this clip that I think spread all over TikTok from Tana Mojo's live canceled podcast. That's the name of her podcast, Canceled. And somebody asked her this question here.
So, and let's bear in mind. So he put out this video 7 days ago. This has been an ongoing thing for a long time. And, like, I don't remember when it first, like, was... I don't remember how long ago it's been... When did D'Angelo Wallace's video drop? Because I think that's when, like, H3 had already covered it, but I think, like, at that point, like, everyone... Like, it was, the water burst. The water broke at that point. 2 weeks ago.
All right, Cody.
So that was July 14th. I feel like I feel like this video should be immaculate. It should be thought out. Because he had plenty of time to do so. Right?
Who's the smallest dick you've ever had sex with? Oh my god, do no one look at me, Cody Co.
You know, which would already make some waves. People would be like, okay, I get the podcast name right. You know, it's no longer ironic. But it's what she says after that started to trigger some alarm bells.
Delete the video. I can say that. I was literally 17. I can say that. What?
She says, I can say that I was literally 17. I can say that. Now, if you don't know that she was 17, is what she's alleging. He's 8 years older than her, which makes him 25 years old. And she goes on to expand on another episode of her podcast, Canceled, later on, after that clip went quite viral a month ago, and says this.
And however, I understand that this isn't just some crazy tea. It was a crime.
Yeah.
And...
We'll get to that in just a moment.
I've tried to talk about this a million times. I hooked up with Cody Co when I was 17 and he was 25. Yeah, it happened. And I think that...
Plain cut, simple. Like a first party account, sex requires two people, one of the people in that situation saying it happened. Now, she does go on to say that she doesn't feel like a victim, but sometimes she thinks
Don't you dare, Ludwig. Don't you dare cut it off there. If you cut it off there and you don't let her explain, If you cut it off and you're like, oh, she said she doesn't feel like a victim, I will rage. I will rage. Motherfucker, don't you dare.
I can't stand no mayonnaise monster telling me what the fuck to do.
Okay, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he plays it. Maybe he points that stuff out. I don't know. But I don't feel good, especially after the Atrioc shit.
From the perspective of like, if that was her little party account, sex requires two people, one of the people in that situation saying it happened. Now, she does go on to say that she doesn't feel like a victim, but sometimes she thinks of it from the perspective of like, if that was her little sister or, you know, like someone younger who she knew, and she thinks about how weird that was. Now she's reaching the age Cody was for Cody to have done, you know? And I know I think of that sometimes, because like I was in high school and there was girls in my high school who date like people in college, and then sometimes people out of college. And like at the time, like, you know, I was fucking mad about it, because I was like, why are you dating older guy? You know, what if you date one of the high schoolers? And then when I reach that age, you realize how fucking weird it is to not be the guy in college.
Don't you call, when there's something that is literally, when fucked up, especially fucked up enough to be a sex crime, don't call it weird. Weird is the word that people use when they don't want to have to take a position, because it could mean anything. I'm going to pull up the rest if he doesn't play the rest of the clip, I'm going to do it. Why'd you have to say that she doesn't feel like a victim? What's the point of that? Like, because I will also say, she goes on to say that the reason why she doesn't feel like a victim about it is because so many horrible things have happened to her that it's like gets lost in the noise or something like that. You know, not verbatim, but don't worry, we'll watch it whether he shows it to us or not.
To be the guy graduated college by 3 years.
I'm gonna go
crazy.
After that started to trigger some alarm bells.
Delete the video. I can say that. I was literally 17. I can say that. What?
She says, I can say that. I was literally 17. I can say that. Now, if you don't know that she was 17, is what she's alleging. He's 8 years older than her, which makes him 25 years old. And she goes on to expand on another episode of her podcast, canceled later on, after that clip went quite viral a month ago, and says this.
And however, I understand that this isn't just some crazy tea. It was a crime.
Yeah.
And
we'll get to that in just a moment.
I've tried to talk about this a million times. I hooked up with Cody Co when I was 17 and he was 25. Yeah, it happened. And I think that
plain cut, simple, like a first party account, sex requires two people, one of the people in that situation saying it happened. Now, she does go on to say that she doesn't feel like a victim, but sometimes she thinks of it from the perspective of like, if that was her little sister or, you know, like someone younger who she knew, and she thinks about how weird that was. Now she's reaching the age Cody was for Cody to have done. You know, and I know I think of that sometimes, because like I was in high school and there was girls in my high school who date like people in college, and then sometimes people out of college. And like at the time, like, you know, I was fucking mad about it, because I was like, why are you dating older guy? You know, what if you date one of the high schoolers? And then when I reach that age, you realize how fucking weird it is to not be the guy in college, to be the guy graduated college by 3 years dating a high schooler or high school aged girl. That's wild. That's a wild thing to do. That 8-year age gap is like at the peak difference in like social norms and a lot of shit. But beyond it being maybe like a morally weird thing to do or whatever, it is a crime, like she said.
Okay, good. I was waiting. I was like, is he gonna call it a crime at least? You're not off the hook though. We're not even halfway through. Yeah, peak difference according to whom?
Statutory rape, the non-forcible sexual activity in which one of the individuals is below the age of consent. And I believe the two places where this could have happened was either Florida, where the age of consent is 18, or California, where the age of consent is 18. Either way you cut it, still a crime. 17, less than 18. Simple math there. And this is around the time that it was to have happened. This is 2016. They were doing some collab videos at the time, Tana and Cody. And I'm not going to force you to watch this video. You can check it out if you want, but it is excruciating. It's basically a lot of yapping, some flirting, and then Cody, because he is a different generation than Tana, asking her to teach him like young teen slang and using shit like no cap or low key, which is weird, right? When the video is about their age difference and bridging that for them to have at the same timeline hooked up. Now, a lot of people might think the defense, well, he might not have known or whatever. All right. They were alleged to have hooked up at, like, I think Playlist Live, some con or something. Maybe he didn't know. But this is a big part of D'Angelo Wallace's video, is that he definitely knew, if we think correctly, that Gabby Hanna is referring to Cody Co. I'll play the video.
One time, I told a guy, I saw him making out with a girl at a party who was underage, and I pulled him aside, and I was like, hey, man, you probably don't know. I know she, like, looks a little older. She's underage. Watch it. And he's like, oh, my God, thank you for telling me. And then he turned that.
Yeah, and
she even sounded like Cody Co when she said that.
And then they hooked up. And that, you know, if it is any indication, was followed up by a tweet from Gabby Hanna that said, everything that is hidden will be shown and everything that is secret will be made known. This is right around the time, again, this all started dropping. So it's like, feels like she was talking about Cody Co. Now, Cody didn't say anything for like the first week. He wasn't seen. He didn't post anything anywhere. That was until he made his first public appearance, which was at a DJ set at the Encore in Las Vegas.
He's so fucking lame.
And that went really viral because he's playing.
How lame is this fucking guy? Come on.
Playing fucking Sorry. he's playing Sorry. I mean, there's a whole DJ set. I'm sure the DJ set was great, but you have to look at the irony.
I'm sure it was great.
No balls. That DJ set was about 6 days ago, about a week ago. And after that, still nothing. So no response. And of course, the title of this video is talking about his response. So what's the fallout? Since that all happened, you know, all those very credibly seeming allegations, right? Cody hasn't come to refute any of it. He hasn't come to apologize for any of it. What has happened? Well, first off, he's lost a lot of subscribers.
Good.
All right. People are finding out about this. They are not happy about this. I think Cody had a
He's not defending Cody. What I'm saying is that he has no balls.
No balls.
He's being very diplomatic and kind to Cody. He's making it seem a lot more normal, like bringing up his high school experience about high school girls dating older guys. He didn't say that it was predatory. He said that he had wished that they dated him. To be fair, Mr. dated 17-year-old celebrity woman is his friend. Well, he said he's not even framing him as friend. He framed him as a co-worker in the same building. I can fix him with social pressure. That's the hope. That's always the hope.
Very like high percentage female audience, a very left-leaning audience, an audience that wouldn't stand for this happening. And because of that, went from 6.23 million subscribers down to sub 6 million subscribers. I passed him in subscribers because he went down. That's crazy to think about. The hundreds of thousands of people. He also was famed because, you know, he reacted to a lot of the button videos. And at one point, even got to voice the button, which is something that me and Cody had shared. Watch good old button reacts. But he was in better favor because, you know, again, they had hired him to do several videos where he voiced the button. I voiced the button. I voiced the button again. I believe he voiced the button with his wife at one point. All those videos have been removed from Cut. Cut basically deleted every single video with Cody Co off the site. If you look it up, does not, oh, Jesus Christ, does not exist anymore. Does not exist anymore. Shorts are gone. Videos are gone.
Remember. Fuck, what was I just going to say? I turned off the AC for a second so that it wouldn't be noisy, but I forgot what I was going to say at the same time. Let's go back 1 second, see.
From Cut. Cut basically deleted wife at one point. All those videos have been removed from Cut. Cut basically deleted every single video.
Oh, he remember he dated another 17-year-old right before that, or the year before that or something, when he was like 24, 25 still. So it wasn't just one 17-year-old. All right. Ludwig, will you bring this one up?
With Cody Co off the site. If you look it up, does not, oh, Jesus Christ, does not exist anymore. Does not exist anymore.
I
Shorts
heard
are
that,
gone.
Sulfur.
Videos are gone. Yada, yada. He also runs a podcast network called TMG, Tiny Meat Gang. Now, that hosts his own podcast, but also other people's podcasts. One of those groups, Enya and Drew, who run a podcast called Emergency Intercom, left. They said, hey, everyone, we wanted to make a post to express that we are moving the podcast to be produced independently by us. So in the meantime, no episode this week while we figure out the best plan forward. Thank you for your understanding and patience. And that was about a week ago. And then today, just a few hours ago, it finally dropped. Hi, everyone. We want to start by thanking you all for your patience while we're working to figure out the best path forward for the studio. We know it's been a very strenuous.
So this video that came out on July 27th, so far, we're 8 minutes and 33 seconds into a 10-minute and 42-second video. Has not mentioned the second 17-year-old, which was covered. Let's see, streamed on H3. Cody Co caught with another 17-year-old 12 days ago. Yep. Cody Co's in more trouble. Cody Co dated a different 17-year-old 8 days ago. Yep. So basically, yeah, all right. So if you're not gonna, what, no second 17-year-old? Okay. Okay, bro. I want to see, does anyone say anything? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Tana did mention in the podcast that, wait, let me scroll down. Where is it? Important to note that Tana did mention in the podcast episode that Gabby Hanna pulled Cody aside and told him she was underage before they slept together. That's why the Gabby clip is being brought up now. It's not just pure speculation that Gabby was involved. On the canceled podcast Patreon, Tana actually scrolled back through her Twitter DMs and said her and Cody started talking when she was 16. Okay, so let's see.
Few weeks for everyone. We really appreciate your willingness to bear with us. Now, this comes from TMG's website. This is not paywalled. I think there was maybe some original paywalling post, but this is not paywalled. I double checked. You are the most creative and incredible group of people. It's talking to the people who are subscribed to TMG. We feel so lucky to work with all of you. TMG Studios is what it is because of you. I believe this was sent out as an email to people who work at TMG originally. We couldn't be more proud of the incredible roster of talent we're privileged to work with, yada, yada. And then it continues. As we enter into the next phase of the studio, we wanted to let you know that Cody will not be involved in the day-to-day operations at TMG. What has transpired over the past few weeks is a personal issue for him, and Cody wants to remove any effect this is having on your professional and personal lives and the work you and our other hosts have done to make TMG Studios so successful. So this is a letter addressed, to the people who work at TMG. Noel will continue to lead the team. His top priority remains the life and growth of the studio and this talent. Our audiences see your hard work every week, and we want to make sure that's continued. Sincerely, Cody and Noel. That's it. They're an actual signed letter written by Cody and Noel where he is not getting fired from TMG, but saying he is stepping down to basically not hurt the studio anymore, right? They already lost one show. I'm sure some of the other people who host shows are like, okay, well, you know, what's happening? Because they haven't uploaded any videos, all right? Not just their own podcasts, but other people's podcasts in a couple weeks since it's all kind of went down. Cody has left TMG. He is gone from TMG. He could maybe come back. They didn't.
He's not gone from it.
Exactly, like, you know, say he lost all his ownership or percentage. But as far as right now, he is gone from TMG.
He's not. He's taking a step back from the day-to-day operations. Did he not fucking read this?
There was maybe some original paywalling post, but this is not paywalled. I double checked. You are the most creative and incredible group of people. It's talking to the people who are subscribed to TMG. We feel so lucky to work with all of you. TMG Studios is what it is because of you. I believe this was sent out as an email to people who work at TMG originally. We couldn't be more proud of the incredible roster of talent we're privileged to work with, yada, yada. And then it continues. As we enter into the next phase of the studio, we wanted to let you know that Cody will not be involved in the day-to-day operations at TMG. What has transpired over the past few weeks is a personal issue for him, and Cody wants to remove any effect this is having on your professional and personal lives and the work you and our other hosts have done to make TMG Studios so successful. So this is a letter addressed, to the people who work at TMG. Noel will continue to lead the team. His top priority remains the life and growth of the studio and this talent. Our audiences see your hard work every week, and we want to make sure that's continued. Sincerely, Cody and Noel. That's it. They're an actual signed letter written by Cody and Noel, where he is not getting fired from TMG, but saying he is stepping down to basically not hurt the studio anymore, right? They already lost one show. I'm sure some of the other people who host shows are like, okay, well, you know, what's happening? Because they haven't uploaded any videos, all right?
It's like when Mizkif took a step back from his board, the OTK, his role as a OTK board member temporarily. He didn't do any board of directors duties.
Not just their own podcasts, but other people's podcasts in a couple weeks since it's all kind of went down. Cody has left TMG. He is gone from TMG. He could maybe come back. They didn't exactly, like, you know, say he lost all his ownership or percentage. But as far as right now, he is gone from TMG. Noel is at TMG. That is the only thing people have heard from Cody. Perhaps a response in a larger fashion is going to follow. I don't know, but that's where we leave off. So thought I'd just make a little update now that there's some more information. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe. I'll see you later. Goodbye. Have a good one. Goodbye now. Goodbye now. Hopefully next video I can make about fucking something that's not related to people doing stuff with underage people. That'd be nice.
So the reason why I'm very displeased with this is because I expect more from the people who don't seem rapey. If he's supposed to be a good dude, he should be doing the good thing, which is being upfront, honest, and I'm also donating 10K to Rain as suggested by Chatter. Feels right after all the topics we've had to cover this month. Okay, great. Good, but that doesn't do anything. Wait, why did you time Sulfur out? Opinion of Tana plus opinion of Iko / opinion of Turk and Tom equals take on Ludwig. But yeah, so no mention of the second, or rather first 17-year-old. No mention of Tana being 16, which, you know, I don't completely expect him to know that Tana was 16 when they started DMing. But everyone found out about the second 17-year-old, and everyone covered it before this first and only video, it seems, that Ludwig put out. He definitely downplayed it. He called it weird. He said it was a crime, but he also, for some reason, pointed out that Tana doesn't feel like a victim without the follow-up, without the context that, you know, like him making it seem like Gabby Hanna might have been alluding to Cody Co or not, but Tana is the one who confirmed that Gabby Hanna was talking about her and Cody Co. So best case scenario is that he did a lazy amount of looking into it and just didn't want to deal with it. I think that this falls along the lines of him and his no balls being seems like a people pleaser, seems like he doesn't want to create any waves, seems like he doesn't want to be controversial whatsoever, which, yes, then it's good that he's taking a step back from doing commentary whatsoever, because the way he is portraying the situation to his audience is irresponsible, insufficient for them to make up their own minds. He brought up Gabby because he said that's his third party confirming it. He brought up the possibility, and one of his commenters noted that. Important to note, Tana did mention in the podcast that Gabby Hanna put Cody aside and told him she was underage before they slept together. That's why the Gabby clip is being brought up now. It's not just pure speculation, which is what Ludwig made it seem like. Hey, Insomnia. Hey, Keister. Wait, what happened with, don't time out, Sulfur. Untime out Sulfur immediately. Wait, what's happening? What did Sulfur do? He absolutely made it sound like speculation. I don't want to argue about this. Let me go back to the Gabby Hanna part. Okay, here.
Key. Which is weird, right? When the video is about their age difference and bridging that.
Do not, no. Untime out Sulfur.
For them to have at the same timeline hooked up. Now, a lot of people might think the defense, well, he might not have known or whatever. All right? They were alleged to have hooked up at, like, I think Playlist Live, some con or something. Maybe he didn't know, but this is a big part of D'Angelo Wallace's video, is that
all that Sulfur said was that she was going to try to find out sources. So I'm getting a little worked up here, okay? So don't mind me. I'm a little worked up. He name dropped the person who was the supposed victim too. I don't know. But here.
That he definitely knew, if we think correctly, that Gabby Hanna is referring to Cody Co. I'll play the video.
One time, I told a guy.
If we think correctly? What the fuck does that mean?
But this is a big part of D'Angelo Wallace.
Thanks, Critical
Now, a
Rad
lot of
Theory.
people might think the defense, well, he might not have known or whatever. All right? They were alleged to have hooked up at, like, I think Playlist Live, some con or something. Maybe he didn't know, but this is a big part of D'Angelo Wallace's video, is that he definitely knew, if we think correctly, that Gabby Hanna is referring to Cody Co. I'll play the video.
If we think correctly, your sentence structure is so soy. You know, Ludwig is soy in a way. I don't call people soy that much, but he is soy in a way like he is flaccid, flapping in the wind. He was an English major in college. No. He's adding extra words and it's being confusing. He is not being direct. And it's important to be direct because he is being amorphous enough that his commenters are correcting him.
I don't think you sat there and let her call me soy.
Hey, Team D. It's hard for him to form sentences because the synapses get stuck due to his lack of a spine, makes it hard for everything to fire correctly. Mild sweeping, yes. But I'm not tolerating any sweeping with this. Zero sweeping.
One time,
whatever. All right? They're weird, right? When the video is about their to teach him like young teen slang and using shit like no cap or low key, which is weird. Which is weird, right? When the video is about their age difference and bridging that for them to have at the same timeline hooked up. Now, a lot of people might think the defense, well, he might not have known or whatever. All right. They were alleged to have hooked up at, like, I think Playlist Live, some con or something. Maybe he didn't know, but this is a big part of D'Angelo Wallace's video.
I understand your frustration at the topic, but I don't think Ludwig deserves all that heat. The people that get the most heat from me are the people who should know better. If someone is universally being condemned for a terrible thing they did, I'll like watch it, but I won't usually like scream about it unless it's like a facet that I think people aren't paying attention to. But in this, I think it is important. For me personally, I get the most infuriated at the people who should do better, know better, and they are falling short of it, even like in a way where it's like, you could have. It wasn't ignorance. It's just like, do it or don't do it.
Is that he definitely knew. This is a big part of D'Angelo Wallace's video. Is that he definitely knew, if we think correctly, that Gabby Hanna is referring to Cody Co. I'll play the video.
One time, I told a guy, I saw him making out with a girl at a party who was underage, and I pulled him aside and I was like, hey man, you probably don't know, I know she like looks a little older, she's underage, watch it. And he's like, oh my God, thank you for telling me. And then he turned that.
Yeah, and then they hooked up. And that, you know, if it is any indication, was followed up by a tweet from Gabby Hanna that said, everything that is hidden will be shown and everything that is secret will be made known. This is right around the time, again, this all started dropping. So it's like, feels like she was talking about Cody Co. Now, Cody didn't say anything for like the first week. He wasn't seen. He didn't post anything anywhere. That was until he made his first public appearance, which was at a DJ set at
Okay, yeah, so didn't include that context. Cool. Let me play the missing context of... Oh, sorry, baby. I just dropped the mouse on Frankie. Sorry, baby. Sorry, baby. Whoops. You just timed Sulfur out again.
the Encore in Las Vegas.
So, okay, wait. Let me see. How many times does he say weird in this? 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me find the actual part, the rest of it, what he showed. Trying to find the canceled podcast episode, but I'll at least find the portion.
Obviously, let's just talk about the
charger that charged
17, which is...
Give me a moment while I find this.
Keon.
3 things that 17, which is what?
I don't know where the fuck it was.
However,
episode 88.
Hi guys, it's Tana Mojo.
Shush. With peace and love. We're a super here. Okay. I think. Let me look at her outfit. Outfit comparison. Yeah, I think it's the same outfit. Okay. Okay. Got it.
And then it is taken very seriously because I'm usually trauma dumping and breadcrumbing with a giggle.
Yeah, and
right?
It usually is pretty serious, and we're just so flippant about it, and we'll just like talk some shit.
And that's always how I've just dealt with shit or made light of shit. Like, I'm just the type of person who does say things in a very like flippant manner. And then it's like, oh fuck, no, nobody else is laughing.
Yeah.
Like even just in real life, I'll say some crazy shit and I'm like, ha ha, ha, and they're like,
Yeah,
are you
right.
good? You know, and it's just like, it's how I am. But we were on tour. We were saying a bunch of shit on stage in a bunch of different games. And we thought.
Put it on the wrong thing. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pee. We're going to do a smacking dicks intermission. I still hate the shill graphic. But until I make another one, it is what it is. All I wanna do is smack dicks all day and all night. Smacking dicks. All I wanna do is smack dicks. The dicks are smacked with other dicks. All the dicks in the world are smacking against each other. Smack some dicks. We're smacking dicks on each other. Smacking dicks together forever, ever. Smacking dicks all around the world. We're smacking dicks on each other. But don't smack dicks if they're taking a nap, if they're resting or peeing or engaging in sensual acts of penetrative or non-penetrative things. I don't remember what I just said.
Simp Nation, listen now. We're going to Simp.
Okay. Okay. Let's start. Okay, Tana talking about the Cody Co situation. Remember, the only thing that we saw of it is this.
On average, which if no longer ironic.
The only this is how much he shows us.
She says, I can say that I was literally 17. I can say that. Now, if you don't know that she was 17, is what she's alleging. He's 8 years older than her, which makes him 25 years old. And she goes on to expand on another episode of her podcast, canceled later on, after that clip went quite viral a month ago, and says this.
And however, I understand that this isn't just some crazy tea. It was a crime.
Yeah.
And
we'll get to that in just a moment.
I've tried to talk about this a million times. I hooked up with Cody Co when I was 17 and he was 25. Yeah, it happened. And I think that
plain cut, simple. Like a first party account, sex requires two people, one of the people in that situation saying it happened. Now, she does go on to say that she doesn't feel like a victim, but sometimes she thinks of it from the perspective of like if that was her little sister or, you know, like someone younger who she knew, and she thinks about how weird that was. Now she's reaching the age Cody was for Cody to have done, you know? And I know I think of that sometimes because like I was in high school and there was girls in my high school who date like people in college and then sometimes people out of college. And like at the time, like, you know, I was fucking mad about it because I was like, why are you dating older guy? You know, what if you date one of the high schoolers? And then when I reach that age, you realize how fucking weird it is to not be the guy in college, to be the guy graduated college by 3 years dating a high schooler or high school aged girl. That's wild. That's a wild thing to do. That 8-year age gap is like at the peak difference in like social norms and a lot of shit.
Social norms. It's weird. It's wild. It's peak difference in social norms. This guy could dodge fucking raindrops. True, Steamboat. So true. So true. It's like, at the time I was mad they weren't dating me, and then I realized it was weird and wild. Social norms. What are social norms? Aren't necessarily what ought to be.
But beyond it being maybe like a morally weird.
I don't think he's doing this because he loves Cody Co. I think he's doing it because he's terrified of rocking the boat in any way. Okay. So we see what he showed us. Now let me show you what Tana actually had to say. Okay.
We could trust the people as we had the whole tour. Because it really was like at every other show we were saying the craziest shit about people. And it wasn't.
So true. He is very anti-rock the boat with everyone except Destiny. Well, Destiny is the safe person to hate. And it's totally fine to hate Destiny if you want to. But I think like that's the safest person for Ludwig to shit on.
Being brought to light. And however, I understand that this isn't just some crazy tea. It was a crime.
Yeah.
And I've tried to talk about this a million times and I feel like I never have the right words. But it's everywhere all over the internet. And I know people want me to talk about it and I'm going to do my best right now, you know? I mean, I hooked up with Cody Co when I was 17 and he was 25. Yeah, it happened. And I think that, first of all, it's really, I'm trying to think about it from a perspective of like a younger sister or someone that I really care about. Even the other day, like I was texting just about her life and everything that's going on in her life right now. And I thought to myself, like, how protective I was over her, especially before she was 18. And if something like that was happening to her, I would never let it fly. Well, you know what I mean?
It's honestly fucking disgusting. And I also think when you're that age, you think you know everything and you think you're way more mature than you actually are. And then from our age now, we can look at it in hindsight's 2020 and it's like, oh my God, you were a child.
Yes.
You were young.
I think a lot of things like that happened to me as well because I really did have to grow up severely at a really young age.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like by the time I was 16, I truly was just like, even when it came down to knowledge and wisdom and everything, I was a 21-year-old.
You were forced to grow up so early.
And because of that, a lot of shit ended up happening to me that probably shouldn't have happened, right?
Yeah.
And I think that I also have a really bad case of to be 100% truthful, when I look back at the Cody situation, I definitely am like, why was he doing that? You know what I mean? And there were so many situations. There was a situation with Gabby Hanna at a Playlist Live where she pulled him aside and told him like, yo, she's 17. And then we still went and hooked up. And I can look at that and be like, like, why the fuck were you doing that? But there isn't a part of me, at least at 25 now, I mean, I look back and I would never do anything like that. So I'm like,
Fuck
what
no.
the fuck was wrong with you?
Yeah.
But I don't associate or hold it with trauma because I am such a comparative person where I'm like, so many worse things have happened to me. And that's bad.
I was
And
just about to say, you can't do that to yourself, though.
like, but I genuinely feel that way. Like
So she didn't say she's not a victim. She said that she's not traumatized it because compared to other stuff that's happened in her life, she wasn't traumatized by it. It's lost in the sea of trauma.
it feels like all of the other people I hooked up with when I was 18, whether they were 30 or whether they were not 30 and they were my age and they were whatever, like I was just in a place of life, especially the circles and world I was surrounded in Vegas and then coming to LA. Like those are, if you're in the wrong realms, those can be very sexual places.
Yeah.
And like, I was just hooking up with people and having so much fun. And like, that's the way my mind, cause I grew up loving him. And I think you know what I mean? Like I was just like excited and a fan and like, and I understand that that's where now as a grown adult, you can say you were taken advantage of, but like.
And I was a fan.
I don't feel any of those emotions towards it. So that's why it's like, it's much easier to be like, go crucify someone when you feel those emotions.
Of course.
You know?
And I mean, whether or not you feel like that now, and I mean, at the time too, even though you felt way more mature than you act, like than your age, you were 17, like even though you felt grown and everything, like, and you didn't, at that time, it's like, you don't really know what you're doing and like, you don't really think it's wrong. But again, it's like
like you do not have to be traumatized by something or think you're traumatized or feel traumatized. You don't have to feel any kind of way about it because it's still not just immoral, but it was a crime. It's illegal, and like she said, if she was thinking, if it were someone else, a different young girl, then she would kill. I don't know if she said it here or if she said it to Trisha. I think maybe I'll pull that up too. Oh yeah, and Jason Nash kissed her unconsensually when she just turned 18. But yeah, I understand what she's saying because things have happened to me that I don't feel like particularly traumatized about. You just look back and you're like, huh, that wasn't good. That wasn't exactly consensual, or, you know, people shouldn't have been doing that, or, you know, sometimes you look back and you're like, oh, It's also the law because weird statutory relations like that don't require intent, even if you do all the things, check ID, meet a bar, gauge the adultness of the individual crime occurred. I didn't feel like I was a victim when I was hooking up with grown women when I was underage. And, like, the point isn't, like, we don't make laws because, like, it doesn't, okay. We're trying to protect generally. It's like, you know, drinking and driving, you're not going to hurt someone every time, but you can absolutely definitely hurt people. I don't know if that's the best comparison, but it's a comparison.
He was 25. He should have fucking known better.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's like, I think where I settle on that.
I just think Ludwig should have brought a little bit of, like, he just said it was weird. He just kept saying it was weird. Like, if that was the only thing I saw, I wouldn't have even walked away feeling like it was that bad. Also, he definitely would have known about the other 17-year-old unless he willfully shut everything out, unless he, like, blocked the words Cody Co from his internet. He would know about the second 17-year-old. So I'm saying that Ludwig is downplaying it for whatever reason, whether because he's soy or I have no idea. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm saying that because he doesn't seem like a bad guy, he should be actually like appropriately representing it.
And it's like, it is really interesting to me because I have my feelings towards it, right? And like I'm expressing those right now. And I said that on stage very much so as just I was being jokey about it and whatever, right? And it's almost like the public's reaction to this has made.
Continue to listen because Ludwig clearly watched at least a portion of this, at least a section of this. And if he didn't, that would be also very strange and irresponsible. He called it a crime, but he said it was weird. Lots of things can be crimes. Did he go this soft on Dr. Disrespect, Fed, or Call Me Carson? I don't know. I don't think Ludwig is catching very much heat. I think it's like just me and people in his audience. But I think that's because people in his audience are he probably has a decent amount of crossover. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, he probably has a decent amount of crossover with Cody Co, obviously, since they've done like so much collaboration and stuff, you know. Similar demographics, perhaps. So it's like the Cody Co fans that have been unsubscribing, maybe he doesn't want to piss off people who are still fans of Cody Co. I have no idea. He probably doesn't want to rock the boat either way. But I think that is cowardly. But the fact that his fans, who probably were also, a lot of them were fans of Cody as well, they're looking to Ludwig to get like a vibe sampling. And like, if what they take away is Ludwig's, you know, temperature on this, I think a lot of people could easily not understand the gravity of what Cody actually did. What do I expect him to do? I would have expected him to cover the other facets of what Cody did, at least the other 17-year-old, at least not making it seem like maybe it was Gabby Hanna. It's very like having some kind of, like, I don't think he represented it accurately. I think he downplayed it. The video you said came out about the second 17-year-old came out one day before Ludwig's video. That did not come out one day before his video.
Made me feel 10 different types of ways that I didn't feel before. Like, I have seen so many comments of people like on some like
Tana said it was Gabby Hanna. Tana said, okay, Melissa, I'm not going to argue with you. Okay? I understand your position. I get it. I'm not going to argue with you, so I don't want to like further, like, I am noting your stance. I get it. Putting it over here, I can't engage with it anymore because I'm just going to get stun locked. And what I have to say is, like, my position on this with Ludwig isn't going to change unless he made some other video I don't know about.
But what was she wearing shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On some like, well, it's Tana Mojo. And is she right? And it's almost and like I'm expressing those right now. And I said that on stage very much so as just I was being jokey about it and whatever, right? And it's almost like the public's reaction to this has made me feel 10 different types of ways that I didn't feel before. Like, I have seen so many comments of people like on some like, but what was she wearing shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On some like, well, it's Tana Mojo. And isn't that crazy?
It's so
like,
fucked up.
Because I really like, you know how I feel towards it, but now seeing all of these people like not believe me and say, well, what if she's lying or she's this and she's that and she's dramatic? First of all, there's nothing, I would never lie about that. Like, I'm
no.
not going to put an allegation on anyone, like, ever like that, obviously. But then then I just, like, I feel so bad for all of these young girls because then they see that and then it makes them not want to come forward. And then I am like, wow, fuck everyone.
Yeah.
Like, seeing people not believe you is so crazy.
That's fucking awful.
Like,
that's...
And I'm grateful that I'm the type of person that I don't let things like that discourage me, but it just makes me feel so sad for so many people that aren't like that, you know?
Definitely.
Like, and how much
H3 covered it 12 days ago. Cody Co caught with another 17-year-old. 12 days ago, Cody Co is in more trouble. 8 days ago, Cody Co dated a different 17-year-old. Yeah. I think that would be important, and I think it's weird how he, I think his choices were, like... No! Where did it go? Where did I just put it?
people love him.
I know.
It makes me feel so sad for so many people that aren't like that, you know?
Definitely.
Like, and how much people love him.
I know.
It makes me feel so sorry for any real victims of people that are really fucking loved by people, because
they still get, at the end of the day, they get their platform. He's gonna be just fine. He's posted up in a fucking mansion.
Well, and just
his life is gonna go on.
In my day-to-day life, it's like I know for a fact if you swapped out Cody Co with someone that people didn't like that much,
I
would be receiving so much more sympathy versus the amount of people in this industry who want to protect him and are talking to me in a way where it's they, you know what I mean? Or even just friends but I love him. You know what I mean? The thing is I still watch his videos. I do think he's really funny. And it is this weird thing of it would be easier and harder, or it would be easier and less hard if he was
easily hateable.
Yes.
Already just.
Yes. And that makes me sad for other people in a situation like mine again, where it's because I feel fine. And I would want to just
But I also think you feel fine because you've had so much time now to cope with that. And I don't know if you've unpacked that in the past or if you're just starting to do that now.
But that's the thing. I hate saying this because again, if it was someone else or if it was a different scenario, but it's even if I try to unpack it to the fullest extent,
you're not.
All I get to is I was having fun.
Yeah.
At the time. I don't associate it with any trauma. It just was. But I think that is because of the life I've led.
Yeah.
And the thing, just worse things happening to me, and also just how I was living at 18.
Which is sad,
all of the
though.
guys that get away with it because I was 18.
But it's so sad too, because I don't want you to downplay something like that. It's really fucking serious.
But I'm really
I know. But I'm saying even to yourself, not even while filming or whatever, but being in your room, sitting with yourself and thinking and being oh, well, I've had way worse shit happen, so it diminishes this thing. Mm-hmm. It's also really sad to think of it that way. I don't want you to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I just think I've always been like that in everything. I know what real trauma feels like.
100%.
And that's those things are real trauma to me. And then everything else is just kind of life and flippant. And I am that kind of person. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Because if I really were to sit here and be I don't know how to put this without, because I'm not trying to diminish anyone else's anything and anything else.
No, of course not. And this is your own experience.
But if I were to sit here and be I'm a victim and this was so horrible and oh my God, I'm so traumatized and oh my God, whatever, I don't feel that way.
But then
I just know it was wrong and he was wrong.
Yeah. And I also think if you did sit here and you said all that, then it is kind of discrediting people who really do feel like that.
Yeah.
Because then it's you're making it into something that it's not for yourself, if that makes sense. I don't know. I think the whole situation's fucked up. And it's sad too, because I was a fan of him. I would watch his videos. Are you kidding? I would order my Postmates and watch his videos. And now it's I can't look at him. It's weird. And knowing that happened to you and stuff. Again, not that it was you're sitting here saying it wasn't super traumatic, but still it's just weird,
I can just
and
objectively
wrong.
know that it's
exactly
very wrong.
Even if you don't feel traumatized by it, it's still just objectively wrong. Mm-hmm. And he is
know
shitty
that.
for that.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it is just crazy. And I think that, yeah, it really, like, the most traumatizing thing of all of this really was seeing how many people, like, don't believe people or don't believe me. Or, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's just crazy to me.
It's really fucked up and sad.
Like, it's sad the world that we live in that people don't just, you know, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And I just think about, like, Kelsey and the baby and whatever. There was...
Oh, my God.
Like, there was a while ago where I think I said something about it online and it was starting to surface. And he texted me, like, are we good? And was like... And, like, I said, yeah. And, like, he was like, my wedding's coming up, like, yada, yada, yada. And I was like...
Fuck.
And then now it's, like, all these Reddit threads. Like, if my name's on any thread, it's all getting deleted. Like, I know it's just a weird fucking fucked up situation.
That is...
Where
oh my
it's
God.
like... And I just feel like if I said it on stage, I now have to sit here and, like, explain myself. And I kind of just wish I didn't because it's like...
What's sad is I don't think you have to sit here and explain yourself. I think he has to sit there and explain himself.
Yeah. But, I mean, either he's going to deny it or admit to it. Like, there's no real, like, further. And, like, I'm not seeking an apology. I'm not...
Yeah.
You know?
Damn. I'm sorry, T. Like... not even for like that, but like that, like you're dealing with all this shit right now, especially when it happened so long ago. For it to resurface like at a point so much further in your life and so much further in his is so crazy. Like I can't even imagine, like,
because like we were filming crazy YouTube videos at the time as well, and it's not like like at the time people were just like shipping us and shit, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it to happen like so much later in time is like interesting.
I wonder too if that's because like when your fans were watching, like they were also young and like your age or younger, so it's like they didn't realize either. But now that like you've grown up and everyone who like loved you has grown up too with you, and like now they can look back and think and like recognize what that was. You know,
like it wasn't just him, you know what I mean? And there's other people where I was like 17 for sure, but then further than that, it's like there were so many people when I was 18, 19, and 20 that came flocking. You know what I mean? And now I see those same people doing it to other people who are 18, 19, and 20.
It's so gross.
And there is a part of me that's like, it's not just him, it's the whole fucking industry and the whole world. Like, and that's like where I feel sad that it is all just kind of on just him when like the problem was so much greater than that. And like there are just some real fucking groomers and awful people walking the streets.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know. I'll save it for the book.
I'm like, yeah, stop yapping. No,
Like,
I'm kidding.
No, but for real, it's just, I don't know. That like, and I hope this doesn't upset any people because I really am just kind of speaking through my stream of consciousness as I always have in my career. Like I just, in my life on the internet, like I'm just going to tell you how I'm feeling and like, hope it.
I think before you even started, you were like, I don't even know how like I'm going to say this. Like, I don't know how to put it, blah, blah, blah. You spoke so eloquently. And I think like everything that you just said was perfect. And I think it described your situation and like.
It was definitely better than the first try. I might be way more traumatized than I feel and lead on, but like, I swear to God, I feel fine. I hate to hit and I feel fine, but I feel like I've worked through a lot of my actual traumas and still am. Shit can always happen. And I'm sure things also manifest in ways, I know things manifest in ways other than me directly feeling them. Like maybe I don't feel traumatized in certain aspects from certain things and other things I do, but you know, maybe they just manifest in ways other than directly feeling.
Yeah.
Like crippling addiction problems.
I was just going to say gambling.
Right. Like take the money off red or black.
Oh.
Send 500 now, pay pig.
Not kidding. Now.
Okay. Seriously though. Well, thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Canceled Podcast. We love
you. Yeah. I think that's a good place to leave this Ludwig, Cody Co, Tana situation. I think, you know, because it's complicated. As far as we know, no one has accused Cody of like non-consensually raping them. It's not about anything other than the actions and like the consequences and the ripple effect it has on the spaces around them. Like she said, she was getting a lot of hate. She's been getting a lot of hate from this, from Cody Co fans. And I think that, you know, maybe I'll just watch Ludwig's latest video where he talks about how I guess he's not doing commentary anymore. And I think that's probably good. I'm not saying that Ludwig is a bad person or anything. I'm saying that since he doesn't seem like a bad person, he should be doing better. And if he can't be doing better, then he shouldn't talk about serious topics. And it looks like he may no longer be talking about serious topics. And I think that's a good choice. But let's see what he has to say about that, actually. Okay. I don't like this channel is his video from 4 days ago. Let's see.
Started in the first place.
Okay. Mogul Mail channel. I don't like this channel is what it's called. Here is the link. As always, timestamps and links in the pinned comment. So let's see what his... This is, from what I heard, I'm no longer doing commentary video, and if that is the case, good on him. Hey, Sparkle.
If you watch the last couple of Mogul Mails, the title of this video is probably not going to be a surprise. Simply put, I have not been enjoying this channel as of late, and I want to make some changes. But before we get into what those changes are going to be and why I'm not enjoying this channel, we first have to contextualize how this channel started in the first place. And that happened almost 3 years ago, right before I switched over to YouTube. And this is the first time I've ever said this, but the reason that I created this channel in the first place is because I thought that I was going to start uploading videos on a different channel than the channel that I was live streaming from when I started my YouTube contract. I saw other people do it like Tim the Tap Man, and I thought it might be the right thing to do. There was just one big issue. I had no second channel. And so when I knew I was switching to YouTube in October, even though the switch happened in December, I made a second channel. And the idea at the time was to be something like the Weekly Slap or Mail Monday, you know, that thing that Schlatt does. So that was the idea. And I made a couple of videos like that were edited, but then I quickly realized, you know what, I'll just stream and upload the videos on the same channel. So the advice show that this channel started as died after about 3 episodes. But when I switched over to YouTube, I just kind of riffed after my last Twitch stream and made a video about why I switched over. You know, still with the thought that I might eventually start uploading videos onto this channel. And that video blew up. Now, I made a couple of more videos, not on any consistent basis, but they were mostly related to like things that would happen on stream, getting banned, or how it was switching to YouTube, or some things that happened with Twitch that I didn't like. It was a lot of, you know, sort of behind baseball, really about the streaming industry. And it wasn't until I made a video about the Pokimane Gideon drama that I actually started to make more drama-based videos. The thing that I think people recognize Mogul Mail for, MAGA Mail, the journalism, whatever you want to call it. And I didn't just make one video about this, by the way. I made 3 videos about the Pokimane Gideon shit. I was a horny motherfucker back then, I guess. And what it started to develop into is this channel became a place where I honed a skill that I was incredibly bad at, which is offline recordings. I really didn't like doing recordings offline. And you'd think as a live streamer, you're good at just talking fluidly to a camera without cutting, because that's what you have to do when you're live. But when I would record it offline, I would keep like stop recording, start recording, and do better takes. And so I had this dream of only one take jaking. Basically having all my tabs lined up, running through it like a PowerPoint presentation, and doing it in one single shot. That was my dream. And I made hundreds of videos doing that. Not all one take jakes, but all of them in one takes. You know, maybe it'd be the 5th take, the 10th take. I think my record is like 50 takes. And if you notice, there's never any editing in these videos unless an ad is about to pop up. Wait! Before we go any further, I must think we'll see visual use a single click of a like the size. with the sometimes with incognito for a while on a whole variety for you. Thank you very much for watching, and back to the video. And we did that for a while on a whole variety of topics, all right? On a lot of random drama, on getting robbed out of my K-truck. Basically things that didn't make sense for my main channel, which was more based off like gaming, variety, having fun, doing things that I think are cool. This is more like talking to the camera, and what differentiated it, again, was doing it all in one take. But you might have noticed a switch happen over the past year. This is July 31st, 2022 to July 30th, 2023, aka 2 years ago. I uploaded 100 videos on this channel in that time. But over the past 365 days, I've only uploaded 49 videos, less than half. And the reason, well, frankly, is because I haven't been enjoying the channel. And a sort of switch happened in my brain about a year ago. And I actually talked about this in this video. I'm going to replay a clip of myself, July 13th, 2023, explaining kind of why I had a switch in my brain, and that explains why I started uploading less. You should realize your attention is a commodity, and these billionaires are at war for it. This is about part of this problem. My entire job is to keep you on this website longer. And I'd like to think that sometimes I give you points that you can resonate with or insights that are valuable to your life. But that's not always the case. Most of the time, that's not the case. Sometimes I make videos about huge e-girl drama. Stuff I have to explain the context of for you to even pretend to care about for 10 minutes and then forget about the next day. And I make these videos because I'm incentivized by YouTube. It's become a game. I need to get a 1 of 10. I need to get the most people watching my videos for the longest amount of time possible. And if I do, then I make Big Papa YouTube more money, and they'll break me off a bigger piece of the pie. But I don't want to just be another distraction in the amusement to death we are all suffering from, now with another player in the game like Threads. And that basically changed the trajectory of this channel. And not just this channel, but also my main channel. I think my main channel is currently at peak. The videos that I've uploaded, the series that I've made like Unpaid Intern, and even the events that I've started making, like this one.
Fuck. God damn it, I hate sports, I hate the sun, I hate Ludwig.
Ludwig Streamer Games! A totally unique, distinct event, unrelated to any other sporting events. I would, if you want to relate it to anything, say similar to the Disney Channel games. Bunch of streamers. You can come in person if you want. Bunch of different teams. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Here's Mango dancing for a while. So anyway, I think my main channel is at peak. But the same thing doesn't apply with Mogul Mail. I feel like Mogul Mail, I've mostly been uploading videos for one of 3 reasons. The first one is to promote an upcoming event I have. The second one is when I have a sponsor due at the end of the month. And the third one is when there's a topic that needs to be talked about. Not necessarily because I'm dying to talk about it, but because it is so relevant in the space that I'm in, or I am perceived to be so close to said topic that not talking about it doesn't seem like an option. And the past 5 videos have been that. And I'll tell you straight up, it's not a lot of fun to talk about these topics. I don't personally enjoy, I don't revel in it. When Dr. Disrespect is caught talking to a 17-year-old on Whispers, right? When Sketch is getting canceled for doing gay porn. When Ava Chris Tyson is found out to be a horrible person. Or when Cody Co is silent about having had a sexual relationship with Tana when she was 17. I don't like talking about these things. It's not like a big mood lifter for my day. But when I don't talk about them, even for a day, I get a lot of shit. Now, I'm not trying to bring up some Twitter shit. I'm not trying to bring in certain people's names into this. But this is a straight up real tweet that someone added me saying, hey, Ludwig, are you planning on covering the definitive predatory behavior that Chris Tyson engaged in? You've made videos talking about Dr. Disrespect immediately after the information came out. That is 30.
I guess that's the Cheeto thing. We watched Tom Dark's video, does Ludwig deserve more hate? And he showed this.
30,000 likes. Right? 30,000 likes on something that is just factually false, because I didn't immediately talk about Dr. Disrespect. I talked about it days after it came out when he was dropped by his game publishing company. I waited for some sort of response, and he also had talked about it on stream at that point. I actually waited the same amount of time to talk about Ava Chris Tyson, even though I did that video when I was in Paris on vacation with my family on my damn Samsung. All right? And the Cody Co situation is something that not people on the outside are pestering me to talk about. It's people in my community, and I understand why. Right? I've done content with Cody in the past. There's some perception that we are close friends. The fact of the matter is, after I did his podcast 10, 11, 12 months ago, I haven't talked to the dude since. Fact, in my community.
Let's see. This post says, Cody Co situation, since Ludwig just called Cody Co on his birthday, I guess I just wanted to know how most people feel about the situation. I fully stopped watching Cody Co's videos and haven't seen any big male YouTubers talk about it, which makes me feel kind of icky, feeling like it's another case of men protecting other men for awful things they do. I'm sorry if it's not allowed to talk about this kind of thing in this sub, but thinking about people like Cody Co doing actual crimes and just continuing with their life like nothing happened makes me feel sick. Someone said, I mean, your post was the first I heard of it. I don't think it's actually spread that far as I can tell. She hasn't actually posted a video about it, just talked about it in front of a live audience, and someone recorded it and uploaded it. Not going to be a well-known until she uploads a video about it, and Lud is a busy dude. Does it say when this was? 18 days ago. Okay, in that.
And I understand why, right? I've done content with Cody in the past. There's some perception that we are close friends. The fact of the matter is, after I did his podcast 10, 11, 12 months ago.
You watch YouTube for brand-friendly Ludwig content. I watch YouTube for Ico and Turkey Tom deep diving 10 viewers stream drama. We are not the same.
I haven't talked to the dude since. But I kind of have like that teacher syndrome where you just assume that teachers exist only inside the school and not outside the school. And inside the school, you know, me and Cody work in the same building. So hey, we must be fucking good friends, and I must be trying to protect him by not making a video. Now, obviously, not everyone thinks this. But enough people think it that you know, it feels problematic for me to not talk about said stuff. And now all my channel has become is heavy, heavy drama. Not light e-girl group chat getting leaked. You know, not airy, breezy Minecraft stuff. Straight up like pedophile shit. Almost back to back to back. You know what I mean? And so that it's weighed on me. All right? In addition to not wanting to make stuff that I don't think is good, making stuff that is incredibly heavy has made it harder. Now, having said all that, I'm not trying to say that I want to quit this channel. There's a lot of reasons that I love this channel. I mean, the first one is that
I think that, you know, if he isn't covering, like if he's only doing like silly meme drama or whatever, if he only does that, he doesn't have to make a whole ass video on covering like entire situations, like, but if he's going to cover what is it, let me go back to what he was showing. Yeah, if he's gonna cover all of the major bad things that happen, it's gonna also happen when it's inconvenient for him. Like if he isn't doing commentary type stuff, then he could just basically make a statement, you know, of disavowal or something. He wouldn't have to go that deep. But if you cover anything in the vein of seriousness, then people are going to expect you to also weigh in on things that are relevant to you in any way. And it's a choice how much you give, how much you want to put out there. But I think that what he's put out regarding Cody was very flaccid. I watch YouTube for occasional hints on where Ico is keeping our mothers. Also, this is very entertaining. Thank you. Your mom says hi.
Is heavy, heavy drama. Not light e-girl group chat getting leaked. You know, not airy, breezy Minecraft stuff. Straight up like pedophile.
But also, that's the thing. Like, if he's covering some, like, he wants in that channel, whatever he's talking about with his, let me see what his other videos are. Cody Co, Ava Chris Tyson, sketch, Dr. Disrespect, I sold my company, do not apologize to this man. That's the viral guy who is driving around without a license and called, or like had like a video call with court and about something to do with his car, and I don't know. Addressing the drama, which is I don't know.
Usually when I upload,
this was something speedrunning community game drama stuff. Okay, GDQ, Drake and Kendrick Lamar, ChatGPT, this company killed their game phase, Twitch, Andrew Tate. So, wait, where's the Hassan video? How long ago was that? Oh yeah, huge streaming drama, re-upload this thumbnail. But yeah, if he's gonna if you're gonna make videos about like the latest pedo allegations, then people are going to expect you to weigh in on, you know, someone who you've closely collaborated with over the years. They're gonna expect something. But anyway, the story was debunked of the guy who was driving, but then it still turned out to be a bad story because the guy didn't even like still didn't even have a license. Like he still didn't even like get it. I forget exactly what it was, but anyway. Where's the rest of the video? Okay.
Shit, almost back to back to back. You know what I mean? And so that it's weighed on me. All right. In addition to not wanting to make stuff that I don't think is good, making stuff that is incredibly heavy.
Oh yeah, he'll say this because lately it's all about his buddies, but I'm sure if there's some juicy big drama from someone he doesn't like, we'll see a video on it. Yeah, true.
Has made it harder. Now, having said all that, I'm not trying to say that I want to quit this channel. There's a lot of reasons that I love this channel. I mean, the first one is that it's a totally different audience than my main channel. A lot of you guys don't even watch my main channel. I mean, shit, the most often related channels are Jinxie, Atrioc, and PewDiePie. Those are what you guys...
Pyro. Good night, Sulfur. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Pyro is a whole other thing.
Guys watch. It's
that we will get to. I already have an image for a thumbnail that I never used.
Totally different if you go to my main channel. And when I went to DreamCon this past weekend, which is an event predominantly put on by Black creators and which has a lot of Black viewers attending, people who came up to me to say hi didn't come up because they watched my main channel. They came up because they watched Mogul Mail. And in fact, a lot of people liked the behind the scenes industry stuff that I talked about because it's helped them along their journey in becoming creators themselves. That openness, that willingness to just talk about what it is being a YouTube streamer versus a Twitch streamer and all that inside baseball stuff. And that's kind of what I want to go back to.
So Black people aren't gamers? Is that what? I know he's not trying to say that, but I just think it's funny.
I mean, there's a lot of videos on this channel that I do think are fun, that I am kind of proud of. Like the Twitch chat Stop Stalker. Like the YouTuber steals from smaller creators, you know? And shit, I even like talking about some huge announcements I have. Like, you know, MXM changing to MXS, my Valorant team, which I love dearly and I will continue to love next year, even though we are out this year. But I don't always want it to be heavy, heavy drama. And this isn't because I'm scared to talk about certain subjects. I have made very heavy, very hard videos about people very close to me in my life consistently. I have a track record that proves it. But it's more so just to come back to a feeling of enjoying what I make here.
His Atrioc video sucked too.
Or at least feeling like it has some positive benefits to future creators or viewers who might not normally be able to access my content. Anyway, that's all. I want to give you a quick update. Please subscribe to this channel. I appreciate you all. Have a good one. See you later. Goodbye. See you later. Next video will not be...
Will not be... let's see. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. That's how that feels.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Okay. Did I say I was going to watch something else next? Okay. Should we give the Bachelors of Music another shot doing Dave Rubin stand up? That's an easy dub. Okay? I want to give us the chance to let one more chance. I do tend to give people at least 2 chances. Is that always a good idea? Nope. But we can afford it. We can afford the risk. Okay. I'll share the link. Okay. Dave Rubin stand-up explained by an expert. the bachelors of music. He can't fuck this up.